Yes, good people. Welcome back to Transfer Perspective. Welcome back to another. I can't speak. I'm still sleepy. Welcome back to another Transfer Watch show on Transfer Perspective. I hope you're all doing well. Without wasting much of your time, let's get into the show straight away. I'll get back to you and say hello to all of you in the chat. But thank you once again and welcome. Let's get into it. Yes, people, once again, welcome back to you all. As usual, I'm going to get what you have in the chat. And please, as much as you can, try to keep the topics aligned so that I don't get exhausted before we even get to 1 hour into the show. More importantly, I hope you're eating blue, sleeping blue, waking up blue, and overall living the blue life because that's the way you live. Let's see what we have in the chat already. The first person here is Muslim Cartoon. Let me see what you have to say. The transfer market opens on the 13th and closes on the 31st of August. So how come the deals are taking place? You can start talking with players, get them to put pen to paper, I think, but they can't become your player until until the transfer window is officially open, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's how it happens. But that, by the way, Muslim Cartoon, I hope you're doing well. Big up, coach. I hope Chelsea will give Pochettino the signings that he wants with so many players leaving the left, right and center. I think he'll get the players he wants. And he has more say than any of the people in the hierarchy, within the hierarchy, he points to what player he wants. And then not just him alone, the hierarchy, the scouting department, I think they all will look at it and say, okay, I think it's good enough. But he'll be again. He have you could say more say than any of them. Osimhen, if he comes, mind you, in trouble. Man City too. Again, I'm not too sure that the club's should I say prime target or main target is Victor Osimhen. He will also be linked with a move for Dusan Vlahovic, Colin Moani. So it's everywhere right now. But very soon, I think we should be able to have a clear understanding as to with regards to which of the players that the club really wants. I think we're paying the price of spending so much. I don't think that's the case. I think this is a different situation altogether. Like a Las Vegas gambler, now we are selling players for FFP because our players and all the players are taking advantage of it. Poor Pochettino, I don't think this is actually the only problem is to be able to actually ship these players again, sell them. Nothing. I'm not sure how to get my point across in that case. Louvra says I think Ugarte wait for a better bid from Chelsea or maybe a better offer from Chelsea in terms of salary. That's why he still has not signed for PSG. Here's the thing. I think you could argue. I think it's believable. Your argument is very believable because it just doesn't make sense that PSV will be offering him something that's nearly 4 times as much as what we're offering him, and he's still be taking his time to decide. So I don't think that's the case. I think the salary, the wages out there, I think are being reported out there. That we're offering him is just absolute nonsense. It just doesn't make sense. £40,000 per week. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. It's that time of the year, Jerry Z. Nice to see you, brother. The transfer season is upon us, a silly season if you prefer. Quite a lot will be going on. What else do we have? I find myself in a state of calm regarding the situation with the appointment of Poch and the reports of him being granted substantial control. I think that is something like that's the case. My confidence is unwavering. He is magic, and I believe you. Honestly, I believe he do well. I believe he overachieved at Tottenham. So at Chelsea, he'd have all the tools he needs to do well. Shalom to you too, Terrace Tips. I hope you're doing well. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. Poch cannot handle big characters. He will struggle until the squad is cleared. I mean, if you think that's the case, but let's see what happens. Well, here it's upon us already. His tenure has already started. You could argue. So we'll see what happens. Big up, Kuchila. Big up to you too, Chelsea, all the way. I hope you're doing well. From Osimhen, it's linked with a move to Newcastle. They have the money. They have Champions League football. So I wouldn't argue against that. It's a possibility. And they did quite well. So if they pay him well, forget about him again loving him. You could say his love for Chelsea, or his dreams to play for Chelsea, or him idolizing Didier Drogba and all that. It's business for all parties involved. And plus, he stays as the Champions League, and I believe he would want to be there in the next edition. Big up to you too, Brianni Yahayu, aka 343 Dalama, aka Viva FC, Contender FC. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining the show. I appreciate that. The salary being offered is a disaster. Do you really believe that? I don't believe that. So if we're offering him a quarter of, let's say a quarter of what Paris Saint-Germain are offering him, and you think he'd still be considering, it just doesn't make any sort of sense. Even if that's the case, then somehow Chelsea's deal on the table for Ugarte must be better than that of PSG. So that's why I'm saying it's all nonsense. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. If you were Ugarte, would you be considering anything? It's business, if that makes sense. So I just don't believe it. It's absolute nonsense for me. I'm not going to say that's the truth. Not even 50K, just 30K. That's nonsense. Exactly. That's the point I've always tried to make. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. No matter how he loves the Premier League, even if he loves the Chelsea project, alone, you can say loving the project will not feed him. Loving the project will not put food on the table for his family, because I get it. It's business, first of all. And he has mouth with an S to feed. So it just doesn't make any sort of sense to say we're offering him 30 and PSG are offering him a fourth something, 3 times more. Then he's still considering. Then he must be the most stupid footballer I've ever known. Sorry for saying that, but it just doesn't make any sort of sense. If you understand what I mean, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes to go along with it's common sense, really. I get it. Sometimes we just have to believe what these guys are preaching to us. But this one, it just doesn't make any sort of sense, and I'm not gonna agree. What are you gonna? Are you using voodoo to? Are you gonna use voodoo to get him to sign for Chelsea if you're offering him only a quarter of what PSG are offering him? It just doesn't make sense. And I want to get your thoughts in the chat if you're there. Let me know what you make of the story. I'm gonna keep repeating this. It just doesn't make any sort of sense to me. It's like they make the wrong decision, offering too much wage on KK. Nope. Yeah, I understand. I get it. No point intended. Yeah, I get it. Coach. And then Kukurea, but now they learned from that mistake. But lowballing the offer, another mistake. I don't think that they're risking that. As long as PSG are interested, I don't think would risk going in with a smaller amount, giving the PSG, the slightest of chances, to give him present a better offer on the table for Ugarte, and he ends up joining them, not us, because you can say we're going to become thin in that department with the possibility of N'Golo Kante leaving and what's his name, Mateo Kovacic joining Manchester City. So it just doesn't. I don't believe that story, honestly. But unfortunately, again, I'm not going to say that's how I operate. I like to take my time, dissect information, and analyze, and then come to a sensible conclusion. For me, the sensible conclusion here is that it just doesn't make any sort of sense. Why would Ugarte be behaving like that? Kachila, Ugarte wants a Premier League. I get that argument. Wants the Premier League and Chelsea, but the salary PSG are offering is making him to have second thoughts. Here's the thing. I still don't believe that they're offering more and he's wasting time because he wants a Premier League. I don't think so. Big up to you to Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think this is somebody I know that changed their name, his or her name to that name, because that person is a moderator here. So big up to you. Who's the next person here? I'm sorry, no one will buy Osimhen. Napoli asks, they're asking for 150 million euros. Then PSG said, okay, we'll buy him. Then Napoli asked for 160. If PSG would say yes, they asked for 180 million and so on. And Napoli they don't want to sell him. Laurentis himself, he said openly they're not going to sell Osimhen. And the other guy that I actually cannot pronounce his name, they will try to keep them both. But if the players want to leave, I think they could be forced to sell them both. But you be rest assured, Osimhen is not going to come for anything less than 100 million pounds, if that makes sense. In comparison to Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe, who are the prominent figures at Chelsea that Portugal have difficulties dealing with, makes sense. Makes sense when you're right. Here's the thing. What I'm going to say is this. I think the issue, he faced at PSG existed before his arrival. And again, any other manager would have had issues, problems dealing with the egos at the club. Then I think their biggest problem was the main man, who's the main guy syndrome. Who's the main guy? I don't think you could argue. Messi wasn't happy that it wasn't him. Mbappe wanted to be the main guy. Neymar would always want to be the main guy, which was the reason he left Barcelona in the first place for PSG. So the issue he faced there existed before he came in. He just, and plus he did well with them, but I don't think he struggled to handle them. Messi is not a big character. Maybe that's a different argument altogether. Maybe use ego. Maybe he is quiet. But let's see what else we have here. My concern is that we will become Anderlecht from the Premier League, for the Premier League every year, buying young talents and getting players from the academy. Every year we end a 10th. I don't think that's going to be the case. Nope, I don't think that's going to be the case, but we'll see. Maybe I'm hoping that's not going to be the case, but I don't think. Deep down, I honestly don't think that will be the case. Actually, Nkunku Osimhen combo would be 100 over 100, right? Anyone commenting this combo rated 1 out of 100? Let's say 75. I think they need a bit of an adjustment. Nkunku, would you say he's like for like with Osimhen? That guy, what's his name? That plays for Napoli also. And Osimhen assist actually comes from all departments on the pitch at Napoli. I don't think it comes just from the flanks, left flank or right flank, or just the central area. But there's no, for me, I'm not too sure. If anybody can maybe give you an answer, maybe you get a better answer from them. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We are at 23 likes and 23 likes, and we're shooting for 200. So you should get it to 100 as soon as possible. And I want to appeal to those of you at home watching or at work for one reason or the other, not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we appreciate you, and I want to say thank you to you. But at the same time, I want to ask you to please do us one more favor. Take a second, drop a like on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Yeah, the answer probably Eugene, maybe. But I'm concerned that most of his answers are actually driven by opinion. Chelsea moving always to extremes. Either they're moving faster to sign many expensive players, or slow and offer 30K. I don't believe that 30K rumors a week for players. No balance at all. I don't agree. But I don't agree that's the case, really. That's just me. And the answer you're looking for is from Eugene. He knows how Osimhen plays. I think I know how Osimhen plays, but how he's going to work with what's his name, Nkunku, is what I do not know. And I can actually, one thing I can actually tell you, Osimhen is, to me right now, maybe he's still young. Maybe Poch can drill him to become the sort of player he would want to have. I can say actually he's not really Poch's type of number 9, if that makes sense. But maybe Osimhen will give us some. Eugene will give us some more an answer from another perspective. Maybe that will make sense. Chelsea linked with Montpellier striker Merhi for 30 million. Yeah, shocking. That I think that emerged yesterday, and I don't even know him. Well, Coach, I see the same changes with Chelsea than with Anderlecht 3 years ago. And then you have every right to argue that. But I don't think we'll be Anderlecht. I think we'll be fine. A big up to you too, Kishona. I hope you're doing well. This here says, let's see. We need to get our strikers right. That's very important. Yep, we don't want to make the sort of mistake we made under Thomas Tuchel. We need to get the right profile player for the manager. And yeah, do I think Osimhen is the guy? At this point, I say no. But because he's still very young, I think Poch can mold him into the sort of striker he wants. If in fact we're looking at Osimhen, brother, we need to move on from Mount. This guy is Todd Boehly will never get 80 million. We cannot get Maddison. Here's the thing, as I've said before, Rashitan, the truth remains, us quoting 80 million pounds for Mason Mount doesn't really sound like we want to sell him, if that makes sense. That's too much. It's not like he's in the best of form. He's not been firing and all cylinders and all that. And when was the last time Mount played started 3 games at a stretch? That hasn't happened for nearly 8 months now, or let me say at least 6 months. And that's concerning. A good day to you too, brother, and everyone. Oladipo Mesole, always nice to see you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We should have more than 26 likes. We have 44 people watching, and we have just 26 likes. That's shameful, really. We should be doing better than that. Finally, a link that I think is absolute nonsense, but we'll talk about it in a bit. But if the club wants to sell him, fine. Which striker is Poch's type? If you look at Southampton, I think in Southampton he had Sadio Mane, and he's not just stereotypical forward. Correct me if I'm wrong. At Tottenham, Harry Kane. And Harry Kane is not just stereotypical striker. I've argued actually Harry Kane, his ability on the ball and his passing ability, he can actually play in the number 10 role. So I haven't seen him play with a traditional number 9. So just like I knew in the case of Thomas Tuchel, he doesn't play with the traditional number 9 from Mainz to Dortmund to PSG, and all of that. Then it turns out signing Lukaku was a huge mistake, if that makes sense. Mount is maximum 50 million. I think we'd still sell him if we really want to sell him. Quoting 80 million means we're not serious about selling him. I'm just going to say that. I don't want Mount, but my manager wants him. I support him. Yeah, you should support your manager if he wants him. That's how to roll. Kante, Alvarez, Kane, Alvarez, Suarez. Alvarez. Yep. You mean which of the Alvarez? Which of the Alvarez you're talking about? Suarez. Strikers that can track back when the ball is lost. Not necessarily that. Not just those. But that's a good point too. Osimhen can track back, but there are other aspects that I'm looking at that makes me feel like he's not his ideal type of striker. I think Kai Havertz will stay. I think he will stay, and the rumors that are out there that he will stay. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. You are absolute legend. Well, 30 already, but we have 42 people watching. If all the 40 can, if all of them can drop a like on the stream, we'll have 40 plus likes, but we'll still have 30. But I believe we can do better than that. Eric Ten Hag make the demand. Yeah, if he wants him, please just drop the cash. Hi, Lusala, it says, do you still think Ugarte can reject big money from PSG? Why not just forget him? Here's the thing. I don't think that's the case. I honestly do not think what we're seeing outside the fact that we're offering him a quarter of what PSG is offering him. Are we stupid, or is he stupid? It just doesn't make any sort of sense. I don't think we'd be making such a mistake. But we're moving from that. Let's see. Mason Mount is decent player, but not top. Okay, that's another. No, we're not here to discuss that. I would like a striker that can create and finish. That's what I'm looking for, and I think that's the perfect Portuguese type of striker. You see how Son and Kane operate. You cannot look at them and say, it's just about the other person scoring goals. Son can create for Kane, and Kane can also create for Son. So they switch places, if that makes sense. But I'm going to move on from that right now. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. But Tuchel try really hard right now to buy a number 9 at the moment. Is Vlahovic is his target. Here's the thing, Vlahovic is, you can say, maybe it's not your stereotypical number 9. Maybe I have to look at him again. Johnny Mineros is not happy. Do you think he loves You can say he follows Mason Mount religiously, and you think he's going to be happy. I don't like when people say we need a striker. What we need is a goal scorer. I think that's a better way to phrase it. Many strikers out there, but few goal scorers. Thank you for putting it. You can say correctly. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 33 likes. Let's beef up the likes. And if you're a moderator in the chat, please keep reminding people to keep dropping the likes so that I can concentrate on hosting the show. Coach, so which strikers can create and score? You can say we can actually. I don't want to see a situation where we keep going with a fluid front three or fluid approach. Then people start complaining again. The problem is that we don't have a striker. So we need to. I don't have anyone in mind specifically. I have to do my research right now. You can say maybe. You can say Gonzalo Ramos of Benfica, maybe. Colomboani is more of a winger than he is a forward, actually. But he's played for again in as a forward for a while now. Maybe, but I don't know him that well. Also, to say he's the type that will be on the pitch and also able to create chances. Maybe if he plays on the flank, so it's difficult to say. But if you bring up one name and I look at it, I say maybe that's a sort of striking question there. They're very rare. That's a concerning thing really to find. So let me say right now, maybe Gonzalo Ramos. Yeah, maybe Vlahovic. I'd like to look at him again. Maybe he's that sort of player. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go along. Well, big up, Kuchila, big up to you too. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Appreciate that. What else do we have? How will Lukaku fit in? What club? I don't think Lukaku is coming back. He's reiterated his stance. He doesn't want to come back to Chelsea. He wants to remain at Inter. And if they win the Champions League, I think it'd be easier for them to actually take him. Boehly cannot stop making dumb decisions. I'm going to stop talking about Boehly right now. Asking 80 million for a player. I think it's just business. They know Man United really want him, so they're just going to start from 80 to get something nice. I'm sure they know they're going to get anything close to 80. Who doesn't want to extend with a year on his contract left? You can't just say, okay, give us 40 and take him because we want to sell him. No, you have to play hard. Have to try the best you can to get as much as you can. Shout to the Nigerian on the 20. Yeah, they did well. They beat Argentina 2-0. But you could argue Argentina could have won that game. They missed chances that I believe my grandma can actually put away. Alvarez from City. Oh, Julian Alvarez. He's an excellent. He will be the perfect number 9 for he will be the perfect number 9 for Pochettino. Yep, big up, coach. Big up to you too. Let's go. I want to get to the very bottom. We have some topics lined up to deal with here. I thought we went through Ramos. Him being Jerry Z. Brianni. I'm gonna start counting you as one of those that don't want me to make heaven. So I'm not reading that one. We had to discuss Gonzalo Ramos when we were linked with a move for him. But at one point, I think we gave up. Martinez from Inter, assistance course. Yeah, he's another. And the rumors are that he actually wants him. So thank you. That's another forward that he may well like to have in the team. But except that's a chance he may want to, mix it up with a bulkier number 9 who's who can be as bulky as Kane and still be able to do all those things. But that profile of strikers these days are usually not easy to find. But I get where you're coming from. I'm still laughing with how you said you're not gonna. I want to make it to heaven, and yeah, the community is not going to drag me into hell. Coach, I watched Kendra Pies yesterday. My Lord, we have a talent in our hands. I was seeing flashbacks of great play. I'd say you could say is one talent that I'm happy. One of the young talents I'm happy we got. Really, at 16, he's still 16. He's become one of the youngest scorers at the FIFA FIFA under 20 level, World Cup level. So he's an excellent talent, and we beat other competitions. How are we able to do that? I don't know. Can we do a swap deal with City and we give them cover plus money for Alvarez? Wow, so smart suggestion there. So if we're serious about if we really want Alvarez, maybe we should try it. But I don't think they'd let Alvarez go, because I'm suspecting they may have some sort of clause on Haaland's deal that says, okay, after a year or two, after 2 years or so, he leaves for Real Madrid, and they want to keep what's his name, Alvarez, because Alvarez, so for me, is a more suitable player for Pep Guardiola's preferred approach to football. But it looks like he's molding Erling Haaland into that, actually, because he's still young, and that's the advantage of getting players at a very young age. You can actually tweak their approach to football and get them to become even better. But that's why we're moving from that. A big up to you too, Stanley Onumba. One name indeed, Dalo. Continue the good job. We appreciate you. And I appreciate you so much for always stopping by to say hello to your brother. That means a lot to me. Trevoh Lukaku for Martinez, good luck. Good luck. It's just like saying Trevoh Lukaku for Erling Haaland. That will never happen. And you know that. So all I'm going to say to you is good luck. Go give it a shot. You don't if you don't buy tickets, you're never going to win a lottery. So maybe go give it a shot. I agree. Alvarez will be perfect for Chelsea. Yep, and perfect for Pochettino. But can we get him? I don't think they're going to let him go. And plus, reports are that he's going to be there for at least one more year to see if he gets enough chance to stay there. Stone Cold, who are you addressing? Okay, you're having a conversation there. Let's see what else we have. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 42 likes. So let's get the likes up. We have 71 people watching, which means we should have more than that. Alvarez is also Enzo Bestie. Oh, it's becoming even more delicious. So why not go for him? Probably you can say, understand that he will make those decisive, delicious, impactful runs for Enzo, and Enzo has the vision to find him. So maybe he will be the perfect signing for him. But do I think City will sell him now? I'd say it's near impossible, but you never know. But thank you for saying that, Brianna. This says here, Vamos, coach, Vamos. Yeah, out there, I can't read the rest because I don't know what that means. But big up to you, the vote. Always nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Appreciate that. What else do we have? My bad, coach. I should have refreshed it like side hustle in the film industry. That's what I should have said, but that's fine. It all works for me. No, you don't have to apologize. But it was easy for me to realize where you're going, and then I shouldn't have to read it. I get it. I've read worse actually during the show while interacting with those in the chat. But yeah, you don't have to apologize, my brother. Kasade is top goal scorer in the Under-20 World Cup right now. I think all our players there are doing well. Even Andres Santos has done well for the Brazilian side, but I haven't watched any of the Brazilian game, even the day they played Nigeria. What else do we have here? Very soon, people, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom so that we can switch topics. Carney went to Argentina to play one game. Shaking my head. I'm not sure. Why did you say that? Is England out of the competition already? Coach, my heart went up and down when I was mistaken. Called for called Contender FC. We're one here, but I had to again. I corrected myself immediately when I realized I was addressing you as the wrong person. Or maybe calling a Contender your name. Smash the like button, people, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. 42 likes. Remember, we're shooting for 200 likes, so let's make 100 happen as soon as possible, and then shoot for the other half. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. Alvarez does not want to be on the bench. He wants to leave. But he's going to stay at least one more season. And that's according to Fabrizio Romano. Maybe we should give it a shot. If we want Alvarez, we should let him. Again, he's our new manager is a fellow countryman. Maybe we should give it a shot. He should give him a cause. But it doesn't look like we're looking to get Alvarez. We should just say, okay, you want cover? We want Alvarez, and I think Alvarez will take it. But maybe if he can, if he wants Champions League football, and they're doing well right now, there's a chance they win it. If they end up winning it, I think he'd look to win more, and he doesn't have more on the bounce. And I don't think he'd come out and look at it and say, "Let me go to Chelsea. Maybe I get a chance to win him there right now." So maybe that could be a deterrent, but you don't know, and I don't know either. I could see Brahim Diaz at Chelsea. Really? Okay, he did good at Milan and returned this summer back to Real Madrid. I don't know why they haven't given him an opportunity there. I don't know if they plan with him as a Modric replacement. He's a good player. I think he's a fine player, but do we want him? No. I think it depends again. Let's wait. I think we'll again once we get the market opens. I think that's when we'll have a clear understanding of the sort of players we're looking for. But right now, what we're seeing out there mainly are rumors. For instance, Pochettino prefers Dusan Vlahovic, and then the other story saying Chelsea are hell-bent on getting Victor Osimhen and all that. And then you hear Chelsea are serious about getting Andre Onana. Then you hear the other story saying Pochettino really likes Emiliano Martinez. So it's everywhere right now, and we don't have a clear understanding as to with regards to what players we want or not. This one here, just quickly, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom soon. It's asking the question: what are your expectations for next season? Here's the thing: I want to say this quickly. I don't have any, but what I'm going to say is this: I strongly believe if we go into the market, the summer transfer market, with a good strategy and sign players that will help, you could say, will help us make the team better, and not just sign players for the sake of it. I think we'll actually be able. There's a chance we do better than a lot of people expect us to do, because we don't have any European assignments. It's just the Premier League and then the League Cup games. I think the Club World Cup maybe, but that's how many games in total. So I think without the European assignment distractions, I think we'll do better than a lot of people expect us to do. That's just that. I don't have any, again, because it'd be too risky given where we're at right now. So, but let's hope we do well. That's why I'm going to just leave it at that. Let's keep going. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 42 likes, 84 people watching. How can we have just 42 likes? We should be doing better than that, people. Remember, we're shooting for 200 likes, so we should be at least half of that right now. Big up, Coach Phil Sims. Big up to you too. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. And remember, we're still going to do the season review. But I'm just finding space where we come here to do the season review, and then we'll have lots of transfer items to discuss, and then end up not doing it. I think we don't want to see that happen. Let's see what you have to say here, Rafista. Thoughts on he's not a player I know. I have to be honest with you. New target for the striker position. Montpellier, 20-year-old, 17 goals in 32 games. I don't know him, so I have to research him now. So to talk about him, hopefully, but there's no way to watch him play 90 minutes now. Yeah, again, my research, you could say, will be based on at this point will be based only on clips of his where he's doing good. So, and with that, I usually don't like discussing players with just by watching their clips. Because the clips only shows you about 5-10 minutes of all the good stuff he's done. If that makes sense. Pep will not let Alvarez leave. I think the same too. England is out already. Oh, okay. Was that why you said that? America in quarterfinals. Wow. Good job to them. But the game is changing here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 45 likes. Let's get the likes up. I think if Chelsea breaks the bank for Alvarez, Manchester City may accept the deal. I hope we will be lucky to get that deal done. I don't think we'll break the bank for him. I don't think we'll do that. You can say we have other areas of priority. Justinas 94. I would like Levi Colwill at Chelsea coming next season. He's versatile. The question is, does it sound like he wants to come back? I have questions with regards to that. And plus the fact that Brighton came to us with a 40 million. Was it 30 million bid trying to sign him? He encouraged that. No matter how you see it, he must have encouraged them to do that. So it doesn't sound like he wants to come back. DJ Smooth Ultimate Champ, we are not that attractive club at the moment to attract some of these players. I think that's something I've always argued for a while. Even without Champions League football, it gets worse. So I'm going to scroll past quite a lot. I want us to start handling the topics we have lined up here. Mount joining Man United, riding on who wins the FA Cup this weekend. let's see who wins that. I think Man City are going to win that too. What else do we have? And Sameka Chris, hi to you too, Sameka Chris. I'm seeing you in the chat. Poch wants to bring Dele Alli to Chelsea. Yeah, keep dreaming. I don't think that will happen. Even the owners will not will not allow that. If he does that, the fans will start hating him already. There's a 25 million bid for Chalobah. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We have that lined up there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. And Panda, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. We don't have the leverage on swapping Alvarez for Kovacic. City have no problem with FFP. We need players out. City don't. Yeah, and I don't think they're looking to sell Alvarez right now. That's just my argument, if that makes sense. Sameko Chris, let's see what we have here. Bro, I would like Chelsea to sign Edson Alvarez from Ajax. I think we're looking beyond it. We haven't even considered him since we were linked with a move for him last summer, and they fell through. Ajax didn't want to sell because they had already sold Anthony to Manchester United. Are you watching the FA Cup final tomorrow? Most definitely. Do I think I do? Maybe do a watch along? Not too sure right now. Do we have any young wingers for depth? Sterling gets hurt, and Mudryk and Madueke have ways to go. I'm not sure. None comes to mind right now. Unless Alvarez himself want to leave. Yeah. More importantly, that's a great point. Pep said he doesn't want any players who don't want to be at City, like Cancelo. It's as simple as that. So if Alvarez wants to leave, if we can convince him to want to leave, and he wants to come to us, even without us having Champions League football, then maybe Pep will be, he will be obliged to sell, maybe, for lack of a better term. Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel as you support. Your support can contribute to its significant growth. In just a second or two, it takes half a second to drop a like on the video, people. Please do that. Thank you. We appreciate that. The likes help us to reach a wider audience, like Lamling would push it. We'll put it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 51 likes. Let's get it to 100 and shoot for 200. Chelsea need to give Casadei time. He's top player and he's young. I think we know how the club knows how good he is. According to Bobby, he has a program set for him. He has to follow that program, learn the language more importantly, plus other things he has to do. I think he'd get there. Hello to you too. Hello to Chilla. He likes to call me that name. Wish this was someone else's name. I'd enjoy saying it. Constantine, always nice to see you, brother. Appreciate that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's get it to 153 likes. Let's make it happen. Let's see what else we have here, people. What else do we have? I hate it when the highlight screen slows down. Use Chalobah to get discount on Martinez from Inter Milan. If Chalobah leaves, which means we'll have to sign a defender, or Levi Colwill has to come back. But it's a difficult balance to achieve right now. I know the club would want to keep Chalobah. Chalobah himself wants to stay, and the club also would want to keep Levi Colwill, but getting him to put pen to paper for a new contract, I don't think he'd do that. He's sounding like he really wants to stay at Brighton and not come back to Chelsea. What's the latest about Manuel Ugarte? We'll get to that in a bit. Just stay tuned, brother. Keep watching and keep dropping the likes on the stream. And please, if you can, do share the stream on whatever social media platforms you have presence. That will go a long way for us in reaching more people. Edson Alvarez is Dortmund bound. Okay, you see, so he's going to some other club, not Chelsea anymore. I don't think, again, after that, we tried and didn't get him. It didn't sound like we're serious about getting him anymore. And the rumors then were that we promised him we were going to come back for him in January, and we didn't. That was when I knew we've given up on him. Need more, Argentinians inside the club, or maybe that would convince Alvarez to come, in my opinion. That can actually happen. Enzo can give him a call and boom, he decides to come to Chelsea. You never know. I think it happens like that. But let's see. Alvarez is his own man. Maybe Champions League football is important to him. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel. If you have the likes, do go a long way. Let's see. Just give me 1 second. I want to take care of something here before it's bad. Just give me 1 second. I'll be with you. Where is it? Yeah. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, please, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes will go a long way. There you go. I think I have it sorted out now. Let's move on from that. Let me say anything else before we go to the next topic here. Good afternoon to you too, Septimus Jimmy. Nice to see you. Your name reminds me of Maximus. Let's see. Bro, we were regret to signing Kovacic. Well, Kovacic wants to leave. So you can't keep a player that wants to leave. And he has just 2 years left on his contract. Had it been that, let's say he has about 3 years, then you say, okay, when it's 2, we'll try more. We'll keep him 1 more year and try when it has 2 years left on his contract. But it's a huge risk right now. And believe me, something that I've learned over time is one player sense it, okay, if I leave on as a free agent, I get a sign-on free. I get a lot more money than I get if I leave contracted to one club before going to the other. So they're smart. It's business for all parties involved. Once he gets to 2 years left on the player's contract, you're in serious trouble. Wanted to echo what you said in your post about Kante. We can move on, but I appreciate it. I'm not saying we should get, if we want to move on from him, fine. But if we Kante moves on, even if he ends up leaving, let me just phrase it this way, we still have to unveil again a banner, a Kante banner at Stamford Bridge. He's been that important to us. And I'd ask you, all of you, go through our history. Since he joined us, there's hardly any trophy, no trophy that we've won that you can look at and say Kante wasn't pivotal to us getting to the final and winning that particular trophy. Even the ones we've lost. I thought we got UEFA Champions League 2024, 2025, right? I'm not well acquainted with that rule. Yeah, some people are saying maybe the next edition, 24, 25, maybe. I think so. I'm not too sure, really, but I have to look it up. For winning the Club World Cup recently, or am I wrong? I'm not too sure, so I'm not going to get into that. But I think we'll miss one. I think we'll miss the next edition, the immediate next edition, maybe. But let's see. But the one, I think I'm not too sure, really. Let me know. I think I'm sounding confusing right now. I have to research it before I talk about it. Emi Martinez, a phenomenal shootout record, will give us the edge. In cup competitions. I think he's a good goalkeeper, but I take Onana over him. But you could say maybe I still need to compare them properly. Martinez, he has that Chelsea spirit, what I call the Chelsea spirit. You know, he fights. I'm from Sierra Leone. Welcome, Sierra Leone. And how do I say that? Welcome to our brother from Sierra Leone. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us here. Septimus Jimmy, I like your name. I'm just saying, I like that first name. It reminds me of Maximus. Is there any possibility of Havertz and Kante staying at Chelsea? The possibility is there. In the case of Kante, the conversation is, the talks are that his contract negotiations have been put on standby. A contract negotiation has been put on standby for a reason I do not know. Maybe they're thinking, okay, if we get Ugarte, we just let him go. I don't know. Sameka Chris, bro, what's going on with Ugarte? I just spoke about him. It's still on. Not too much. Nothing. Again, we haven't heard anything new, except for the last thing we heard was that Mauricio Pochettino has gotten involved. He's giving him a call, trying to sell the project to him. Yeah, the new rules sets in either 2024, 2025, or 25, 26. But I think, given what we've heard, I don't think we'll be part of the next edition of the Champions League. Maybe the one after. That's where it gets confusing a bit. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 16 likes, 14 more to get it to half of our target today. Let's make it happen. Can Kante play 5 games in a row? He can. He can. And here's the thing. For those of us that are calling for us to sell Kante, we were the ones that ran him into the ground. He's been that important to us that even the French national team, if he gets injured, the slightest he recovered, they pull him back into the fold. But unfortunately, some Chelsea fans are calling for the club to let him go right now. Coachella, you don't believe Chelsea offer? I don't believe that. Does it make sense? If you were Ugarte, would you still be wasting time? Plus, PSG offers Champions League football. What do you believe that? Here's the thing, that's me. I don't believe that. You have every right to believe that. A week of PSG deferred 83K a week. And either way, why Ugarte on that list? I don't know. Since I'm going to say this thing, I don't believe that. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. And he's still considering that. And like I said, if that's the case, then he has to be the most stupid footballer I've ever known, really. So I don't believe that. I just go to the coach is 24, 25. So okay, okay. Thank you so much for doing that. So keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with coach. This board, we just have to accept it. Roman, spend anything and pay any wages now that we have a structure. Our transfers are taking longer now. And we don't have the luxury to do that. We're already borderline in trouble with the FFP. We knew that was going to be the case if we don't have Champions League football. If we don't make it into top four, but I don't know. People are saying it's still a bit confusing to me, so I have to take my time to research it. The last time I checked, it says we're not going to be part of the next edition. Maybe forget the 24, 25 or 26, 20 or whatever. But yeah, 24, 25 maybe will be part of that. Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's not okay. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's get it to 100 as soon as possible. 63 likes. Once we get it to 100, and we shoot for 200. Is Harry Maguire a good option for Chelsea? We will talk about that in a bit. That's hilarious. Really, Mateo Kovacic doesn't want to extend. Mateo, yeah, Kovacic doesn't want to extend. He's always saying he wanted to leave Chelsea. And Tide Talks actually was one of the first people that reported that. And got 1 year left on his contract, 2 years now after the season, and then it will be 1 year. I think, yeah, it will be a year come next season. Yeah, so you're correct. So it's a huge risk. We don't want to risk him living on a free. Am I seeing Thiago Silva leaving Chelsea? No, I think he's still here. He wants to stay. If the manager wants him, he says he wants to stay and help, just for the love he has for the club, and probably he understands he won't get to play that many games come next season. Maybe it's the structure of the wage, like basis 30K plus performance bonuses up to additional 30K, making total wage like 60, maybe, or on a performance on a performing day. Yeah, I think that makes sense now. Just my opinion. That may well be the case, but it just doesn't make sense that people to drop the numbers out there and say we're offering 30 and PSG is offering 80 or 60, and he's still considering it. It just doesn't make sense. Big up, coach. Everyone in the chat. Ugarte wants the Premier League. Chelsea just need to bring our offer close to PSG's, and he will join us. Okay, it's everywhere now, but I'm not too sure. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's get it to 100 as soon as possible, please. Let's make that happen. Bro, do you think Chelsea can buy Caicedo? We can. Do I think we'll have the luxury deep down? I don't think so. I think it probably will be too expensive. I think maybe if we seriously want him, and I think they've done something. They will actually make us understand, look, we want Levi Colwill. So I don't think they'd say to us, since we know you are interested in signing Caicedo, but they just showed us they want to keep Levi Colwill. Maybe that would trigger that that idea in our heads to say, okay, since we want Caicedo and Levi Colwill is something like he doesn't want to come back, let's go to Brighton and ask them, okay, you know what? We want Caicedo, so let's talk. And you want Levi Colwill, so let's have a conversation here. You never know, because Brighton, they knew before time that Caicedo leaves at the end of the season, so it could work. But let's see. This here says he says Portugal need to play 3-5-2 to fit Silva. It is worth it. Better move him and play him in his own system. Here's the thing. I think if Silva stays, I think maybe I don't think we'll be using strictly a 4-2-3-1 structure, which is Mauricio Pochettino's preferred structure. I think we'll change things up a bit every now and then. I want to know the future of Trevoh Chalobah. I think his future lies at Chelsea, but will he stay if the season again? Will he go out on loan? Possibly. Rumors are that we're offering Trevoh Chalobah as can with the Ugarte deal. I'm not too sure. No way to verify that. 2324 says I would love to see Thiago Silva to be part of coaching the team. Maybe we're looking to do that. He has the pedigree to do well, because when he speaks, the dressing room listens. It's as simple as that. Let's move on now to the next topic. Chelsea are serious about Andre Onana and could come forward with an offer, which would be hard for the Nazuris, that's Inter Milan, for the Nazuri to reject. And that's my friend Vince quoting Inter Live. Here's the thing. We really, again, if we want him, with that serious, I don't know. This is just a report from an Italian outlet, so there's no way to tell if we really do want him. But your thoughts, if you're in the chat, let me know. Do you like Andre Onana? Do you think he's a goalkeeper we should go for? To me, actually, if you ask me, I'm one of those that argue the goalkeeping department is the least of my concerns, actually. Maybe if one of them gets to leave, which I strongly believe that Edouard Mendy will most likely leave Chelsea. Silva can play in the back four too. I think he can, or can effectively, but his experience is needed, even if it's not playing. Him being part of the squad can go a long way. We have too many young defenders, and if you have paid attention in the last two games, the last game that he didn't start for us, how shambolic our defending was. That's, you can say, down to lack of. I get it. Part of it will be lack of chemistry between the pairing there, but also more importantly, lack of leadership. I get it. If Thiago Silva goes and we end up selling Kalidou Koulibaly, then we have a bunch of, you can say, just a 21-year-olds. Average age at most will be, the average age will be at least at most 22, and they're not the most experienced defensive line, and that can be too risky. And it's not like, and actually we haven't found a solution with regards to our midfielders not protect our defense properly, so it gets worse. You can see you can see watch Thiago Silva whenever he's on the pitch, and or Kalidou Koulibaly whenever he's on the pitch. They literally do operate as sixes because they're able to read the game even better than the sixes we have on the pitch, and that's why you see them in advanced areas trying to break up opposition plays, if that makes sense. So it wouldn't help to do away with the experienced heads we have at the club to only have a bunch of, you can say, a defense that will be at most average age of 22. It would be a huge risk, if that makes sense. Which system do you think is best for our current squad? Right now, I'm not sure. Really, you can say 4-2-3-1 maybe with the two sixes, one of the sixes operating as a hybrid of 8 and 6, because we have wingers. 4-2-3-1, you can say, accommodates wingers more effectively than other, like a three at the back structure and all that. Where wingers, the wing roles, that's not wing backs, but wingers, they become redundant in a three at the back approach. But let's move on from that. I'm asking the question: do you want to see Andre Onana or Chelsea, or do you think Chelsea should go for other strikers? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along. Well, how many players Chelsea want to sell? Not sure. I don't know. There's a chance you plan to sell only 5, then you have another 5 that wants to leave, which you'd have no option than to let them go. Yes, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's see, 15, he says, at least 15. That's what the numbers are being thrown around on Twitter and all the, you can say, media outlets. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 84 people watching, and we have just 67 likes. We should be doing better than that. Let's get the likes up. If Colwill stays at Brighton and Chalobah leaves for Inter, Thiago almost 40, we will be left with 3 defenders. No, it's not ideal. If Chalobah leaves, we need to sign new defenders. It's as simple as that. Even if Thiago Silva stays, there's a chance we may well need to sign another defender, and an experienced defender, if that makes sense. But I get your argument. So your argument does make perfect sense there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Again, it looks like the chat is also on fire today, and that affects how quickly I can switch between what I'm reading. Emi Martinez could also be the club captain and will be ruthless to motivate the young players. He has that cutting edge DNA. You can say he has the Chelsea DNA, the shithousery, maybe. Let me say, or maybe you could say, what's the other language? You can say that you can say the ideal Chelsea attitude that we haven't had a goalkeeper with such attitude for a while now. Even Petr Cech you can say he doesn't have that Martinez spirit. I know Petr Cech is a winner, no disrespect to him, but we're talking about a different character here. Emiliano Martinez, you could say, will be a perfect signing for us. If he would want to come to us, of which I think he would want to. Maybe if we're competing for his signature with a club that will offer him a UEFA Champions League football and all that, maybe he decides not to come to us. But let's see. But it just sounds as if we're building a team that will be made up of the Argentina national team players, if that makes sense. What do you think will happen to Kandy? I'm not too sure. The fact that his contract negotiation it has been put in standby, to me, sounds like the club, that we're having a second thought. We're not too sure whether to keep him or not. In football, a team cannot rely on a formation, and formation should depend on your opponent. A lot of managers are like that, but not every manager. In the case of Pochettino, you could say, let's just leave the argument at this. I think the manager, you could say, chooses a structure to deploy given the players he has available to him. And sometimes, yeah, I agree with you. It's nice to always switch it up, not to be too predictable, if that makes sense. But I appreciate you saying that. I think I agree with you. You make perfect sense there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go longer. Where is Amanda Broya for Chelsea? Broya is injured and is still recovering. And rumors are that he actually had a setback. So probably will not return as soon as rumored. But people keep dropping the likes on the stream. 69 likes. 31 more to get it to 100. Let's make that happen as soon as possible. I've answered that question. Let me see the question here. Is that a question from Brianna? Yeah. Let me see. Sorry, the highlight screen isn't helping. Well, Coach, if that's the viable option to lure Alvarez, why not? A team of Argentinians, Poch and Son included. Yeah. It sounded, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sounded like that's what's going to happen. But that is, if we're to believe all the rumors we're seeing, and the chances of all those players becoming Chelsea players are, maybe that's what we're planning to do. But they're all good players anyway. But I don't think we should do that, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're not going to get all those players. Chelsea need a striker that can bully defenders. Not all those fragile forwards we have now. But you don't just need a bully alone. You need a bowler at the same time. A striker capable of putting away the chances and also capable of dropping deep, participating in the play. And when he doesn't get the opportunity to score, he should be able to create chances for his striking partner or maybe his teammates, if that makes sense. Coach, we can take it as Argentina is the current champion. Yeah, they are, but that's no guarantee that that signing those players will make us successful. We might as well plan on signing the whole 11 that played in that final, if that makes sense. I'm not a fan of Martinez. I saw him on Inter, and yeah, please not. Which of the Martin? Are you talking about Lautaro Martinez? I think, yeah, since you're mentioning Inter there. Yeah, okay. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. We have 85 people watching, and we have just 69 likes. Please, if you're watching, we appreciate you. Thank you for finding the time to watch the show and stay with us. Please do us a favor. The likes do go a long way. Take a second, drop a like on the stream. Nobody will even know you did that, but it will go a long way for the channel. So thank you so much for joining the show. We appreciate you so much. What else do we have here? I think I highlighted this and it didn't show. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 71 likes. At least people are obliging the call to drop more likes on the stream. I've read that one. And True Blue says, I agree. There are better options than Martinez. Name the options. You can't just tell us there are better options. What are the options? That's how we operate here. If you say, we have better options, name a few. I'd take Onana over Martinez because of his ball playing ability. In the case of Martinez, I'm not too sure with his ball playing ability. And Mauricio Pochettino, I think he likes his teams, his players to be able to play out from the back. So it's important to consider the goalkeeper's ability on the ball. But name the other options. I'm waiting to hear from you. True Blue Clay, always nice to see you. Much love to you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. What else do we have here? What else do we have? But Pochettino never signed any Argentinian apart from Lamela. As far as I remember, Eric Lamela, at Tottenham. Who else? Did he sign any other Argentinian? I don't remember any other person actually. So yeah, but he likes South Americans overall. Lamela, as far as I remember, we can be sure he's not obsessed with his country. So he just wants good players. That's just the truth. So Code Web, thank you for saying that, and that's how we roll here. Yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 72, 28 more. Let's make it happen. Get to 100 and shoot for 200. We can make it happen. I meant for the goalkeeper, Onana. Okay, you think Onana is a better option? Okay. I think I take him too because of his ball playing ability. And I think you can train him to become better, even better, shot stopping and him commanding his area, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with this. Also, we've been linked with a move for Robert Sanchez. I think there's one more goalkeeper, 3 goalkeepers in the Premier League. Robert Sanchez, Emiliano Martinez. There's one more, David Raya. Yeah, Jude Bellingham is good. Chelsea should sign him. You haven't heard, Imran official, you haven't heard that he's actually on the verge of joining Real Madrid. That is if they haven't completed the process, actually. Yes. Keep dropping the likes. Brighton want Kevin Bassey if Colwill returns to Chelsea. Okay, which is looking like he's going to return, except like the idea, I think it was you that presented the idea. Maybe we should tell him if he wants to stay, keep him. And let's talk about Casado and factor that into the negotiations. So we may well get him. So keep dropping the likes on the stream. We're talking about Andre Onana now. Is he a goalkeeper you want, or would you like to see a different goalkeeper at Chelsea? Up to you. You let me know. Let's see. Who are we signing as our striker? We really need a striker for next season, and that's Tonye. Pauline Tonye. I do not know, really. I do not know. We've been linked with a move for Kolo Muani, Dusan Vlahovic, and what's his name? Victor Osimhen. And there's one new name that has just emerged of the Montpellier. It's a Montpellier player, the key 20-year-old kid. And there's also Gonzalo Ramos, but we haven't heard anything with regards to our pursuit of Gonzalo Ramos for a while now. So that one has died off. I don't think we need him. Also, again, Lautaro Martinez of Inter Milan. So it's everywhere. And I can say I'm not too sure who we're going to sign. Chelsea should get one striker, midfielder. Already we have Colwill. So it's just to Ugarte, Romeo Lavia, no, Casado. Yeah, I get it. Okay, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's get it to 100. 74, 26 more to get to 100. We can make it happen. Let's see. Sorry, my screen is slow again today, and it doesn't help when that starts happening. It slows me down too much, unfortunately. Georgie Mamadasvili, how do you say his last name? Let me just go with Georgie. I think Georgie, I think Eugene has mentioned that name before, or someone else. I don't know how good it is. Or Mike McGann of Syria, what team again? I have so much going on at the same time. But there's also we were linked with a move for Diogo Costa, the Portuguese international goalkeeper, and I think he's good enough with his feet. But a few of them, but we're not being linked with this goalkeeper you're mentioning. But that's just options you're mentioning. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 75 likes. Let's get to 100. Martinez is better than Onana, honestly. Wow, Obina. Dialak when one day, Dalo. Always nice to see you, Obina, one day. I appreciate you finding time to join the show. Martinez, I wouldn't mind him, but if you ask me, given what I know about Onana, maybe I need to pay attention to Martinez again. I'm still a bit concerned, or maybe let me say, I'm still not too sure with Martinez's ability on the ball, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, the likes to go along with people. 101 people watching, and we have just 75 likes. We should be doing better than that. I need to again look at Martinez again. I'm not too sure how good he is on the ball. You can say that's the only question I have, but I like his I like his attitude on the pitch. He will make a good leader between the sticks for us. From Lens, is it Openda from Lens? Is a shout. I don't know him. You guys know a lot of players that I don't know, but I'll try to consider him. We're linked with a move for David Raya. He's Spanish too, right? Robert Sanchez is also Spanish. Kane is not coming to Chelsea. Oh yeah. Do you need scientists to tell you that? We already know. We've analyzed the situation. It's not coming. You are all united as Daniel Levy will not sell Kane to any English club. Coach, Why not pick a striker from the Under-20 World Cup? We have too many young players. We need a mix of experience and youth to win something. We have too many young players. It's getting worse. It could actually get it could actually get worse because if Kovacic ends up leaving and Kante ends up leaving, then just be rest assured we're not going to win anything next next season because we have a bunch of young players. And listen, if you want to learn something from that, for instance, this season for Arsenal is more of nurturing the players. They didn't win the league because they don't have experience in depth, if that makes sense. So you need a mix of experience and youth to win something. And it looks like if Kovacic leaves and Kante leaves, where do we have experience? Only in the defense. In the attacking area, we have experience in what's his name? We do have experience in Raheem Sterling, but that's not enough. Honestly, he hasn't shown that he can actually lead the attack effectively for us and lead. Yeah, and it can also lead in terms of leadership and also lead in terms of being prolific in front of goal, if that makes sense. Being efficient in front of goal, if that's the language you prefer. The George Lena, is that George Lena? My support and loyalty is for CFC. Whatever decision the board takes, as far as it is for the progress of our club, I'm cool. Tired of all these fans crying about players leaving. I think you got to say this is the first delicious comment of the day. I like it in the sense that we've been calling the problem. The managers have always complained about the size of the squad, and yet now we're trying to move players on, and people are complaining because probably their favorite player is on the list of the players that will end up leaving Chelsea. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. So I like that. I like that from you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. Let me take a sip of my coffee. It helps quite a lot because it's still 5:44 a.m. for me. It's a good one. Chimera, why haven't we played Havertz in the 10? He was supposed to be a midfielder, not a striker. That's a good question. But rumors are that Mauricio Pochettino wants to keep him. But there's an emerging report, and we'll talk about that in a bit. I just don't know why we haven't done that. Probably because we haven't had a number 9. And here's the thing. One thing with players is this. Again, versatility means you always have a place in the team. But versatility could always be you never get a chance to really show what you're capable of doing, if that makes sense. So that has been his versatility. You can say he's just like Ruben Loftus-Cheek. You can say he's been a victim of his versatility, if that makes sense. We bought a keeper in Slonina, so use him, give him a go. Otherwise, how will you know, no matter his age? I agree with that, but chances are he lives on loan. But chances are he stays. We don't know what the club are going to do. It's as simple as that. We don't know what we're going to do. Overall, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. My screen is becoming slow again, and once that happens, it becomes problematic to highlight and read your comments. I know the chat is on fire, but I'll try my best right now. It's taking too much time to switch between the topics. I think I should do a deep dive on Martinez and Onana. Do it. You are a stats man. Again, you are also a research specialist. So if you have time to do it, go ahead and do it. You can do that too. And I look forward to your first article on Chelsea Perspective. That will go a long way. And Jerry Z, if you can you share the link to our blog on the channel on the chat there, so in the chat there, so that people can go check it out and read the articles we'll have there, and let them know what you're working on, so they can look forward to that. Do you think Mitrovic could be an option? Experience in the league too. My number one would have been Ivan Toney, but that's not possible. We're not going to take the risk of signing Ivan Toney. Here's the thing: Mitrovic will be a good squad player for us, and he said openly, and he was at the Chelsea game. And after the game, he was interviewed, said yes, he would like to play for Chelsea. Let's say, okay, this is, I believe, a Niger bro trying to sell a Niger bro to Chelsea. So let me see what he says. I want you of Nottingham Forest. It could be an option. If we have Mourinho, maybe, and I don't think we'll be going for a 1E. I don't think he's that guy. He's a good striker. He can bully defenders, but his all-round play, I'm not too sure. I know him, but he will make a good striker for certain managers, but not for Mauricio Pochettino, unfortunately. I'd rather Osimhen. I think he's more complete player of the two. I'm surprised that you guys say Onana is not better than Kepa. Numbers. If you're paying attention to, if you pay attention to the numbers say Kepa is the better of the two. The confidence level between them is no base for comparison. Maybe Onana is a good goalkeeper, and I'll take him. But sometimes numbers don't tell you everything, if that makes sense. But a lot of people may say, always nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Martinez is good, but he's not a team player at all. He's more of the guy waiting for his chance. He was often criticized in the Italian media. He doesn't show his potential and makes a lot of frustrated errors. Once you're saying Martinez, can be specific. The goalkeeper, or you're talking about the Inter player? Most likely the Inter player, since you're mentioning the Italian league. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. I absolutely don't see him as a leader. So are we mixing? I think maybe I'm talking about Emiliano Martinez and you're talking about Lautaro Martinez. Are we mixing things up here? I want to know, please. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 77 likes, 23 more to get it to 100. And we have 101 people watching now. We have 91. Let's make that happen. We are in a rebuild, of course. Yeah, our players need to leave. It's normal, but sometimes it depends on the player you talk about. And that person, again, a fan that loves that player that much will come out and say, we shouldn't sell him, we should sell player A. So, that's why I don't get involved in such arguments. We are in a, again, come on, this highlight screen isn't helping matters at all. Let me see, maybe if I try to use this window here, it helps. Anything you do is in extreme is bad. Yep. That's why it's good to do whatever you do. You should do moderately. In moderation, I think it's anything. In moderation. Yeah. So don't do it to the extreme. It's a risk. Too much of everything is too bad. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Let's see. Oh my goodness, this update screen is slowing me down. I don't like that. Coach, you're right. We need experienced players to lead the team. Yeah. Osita Dalu, and thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. I appreciate you so much. Experience will be key. We don't want a bunch of young players. Again, look at the Arsenal situation. I still argue they didn't win the league because they don't have experience in there. If Chelsea buy someone from Inter, go with a Barella. I love him. I love Nicolo Barella. He's a perfect player. And rumors are that we were linked with a move for Barella. We actually wanted him at a very young age. How old was he then under Antonio Conte? He's such a fine player. He's a creator. He can also actually a good tackler. He has good, again, passing rate, good vision and all that. We wanted him. And rumors last summer was that if he wants to leave Inter, the world leading the race. I'm not sure if the case would be the same right now. But I love Nicolo Barella. He's such an excellent player. How old is he right now? I don't remember, but he was still very young when we first looked at him. Let's see, Constantine Dante. I'm waiting for your comment to show up. It takes too much time. No slow software again, coach. Yeah, I think it doesn't help. Too many things are open memory, or no, not too many things. Actually, again, the system, I'm not sure what the problem with it. One of my screen isn't working. Here, I'm using just two on the right hand side. Maybe that's why sometimes I turn like this to reduce the load on this one. Okay, you need to check it out because you keep skipping. So your problem is that I skip your comments, not just to find a solution. But that's, by the way, I understand, bro. Much love. I think I'll sort it out. Maybe even StreamYard has been the best. It has served me well, and I don't want to leave him. But it looks like other things here are working. I think probably StreamYard must be the cause of the whole problems. 78 likes, 22 more to get it to 100 people. Let's make it work. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you have. The likes to go a long way. If Havertz was good as a 10, he would be used in the position. We haven't had a 10 since he's been at the club, but we've had number 9s, so he's not good enough. Not even Germany does that. Otis Maxwell, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. But again, that's your opinion. I think here's how I see it. If you've watched Havertz play for Chelsea, that's not me saying the club should keep him or the club should sell him. It's not my decision. And I know fully well that whatever I think of him doesn't wield any measure of influence with regards to the club's decision to keep or sell him, if you get my argument. So what I'm just going to say, if they sell him, fine. If they just decide to keep him, I think that's a good player in him. That's just that. And I think what we're hearing is that Pochettino is a big fan of his and would like to keep him. Maybe play him in let's see what happens. I'm not just going to waste my energy again when I know fully well that what I think won't really make any sort of difference. Lautaro only makes sense if Havertz leaves. Same kind of player like Nkunku and all that. I think we shouldn't go for Lautaro Martinez. We should mix it up a bit. Maybe even Vlahovic will be a good mix-up for us. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. We have 78 likes, 22 more to get it to 100. Let's make it work. Someone been watching. What? Oh, shoes, Dante. Come on. Do you really want me to go to heaven? What sort of nonsense? Nobody uses this computer except me. Oh, my gosh. You don't want me to go to heaven. I don't want to read such, please. I'm not perfect, but I do not want to read that. You know better. Coach, remember when we had almost six Brazilian players in our team? We achieved a lot because those guys play with care, heart, with their heart. They played with their hearts. They enjoyed. Let's see, what's that again? With their yeah, they play with their heart. Yeah, they enjoy playing for Chelsea. You can say that. And plus, if constantly that, if what you're saying is really the problem, then the video itself will freeze. So I think it's the software. But that's funny. But no, I want to go to heaven. I'm not reading that. Let's see what else we have here. I'm trying the other screen. Let me see if it helps. It doesn't help either. So it's a software. Let's see. This doesn't help really. The Poch project isn't up for the immediate. You could argue that that at heart, the coach needs to do and choose the coach needs he needs to do and choose the best players and let go of all the below average players we've been managing for years. Who falls into that category? Not up to me to decide, but I know where you're coming from. So we're going to switch topic in a bit. It looks like nobody is certain what goalkeeper they want. Some say Angel Nana, some say Emiliano Martinez and all that. Yeah, only you, coach. You're not my friend anymore. You and I were fighting. That's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Even the second window isn't helping me. So I think I'm going to move on from that. I think it looks like it's made it worse, really. It hasn't helped. I disagree. It is for now. Poch has to deliver immediately. I don't think he has to deliver immediately. I think they just need to see progress. It is a 2-year contract. It is not Southampton and Tottenham that he needs to rebuild. Whatever you call it is still rebuild. But I think he'd be able to do better than a lot of people believe would do in the coming season. But I don't think he has to deliver immediately with regards to winning trophies and all that. That's what happens. You have experience of that, not me. Yes, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go a long way. Let's get it to 180 likes, 20 more to get it to 100. Remember, we're shooting for 200 likes. Let's make that happen. Why not do a stress swap on Nana and Trevoh Chalobah if we really want him? But do we really want to sell Trevoh Chalobah? And remember, with regards to the Trevoh Chalobah report, Inter, they're coming in with a bid, thinking probably we would like to sell him. But that doesn't mean we didn't put him on the market. Inter are the ones pushing, trying to see if they're testing the waters, trying to see if we'd be interested in selling him. No worries. No, you don't need to say sorry. I get the joke, but I just don't want to read it. That's keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. 84 likes, 16 more. Let's get it to 100. Remember, we're going for 200. The beautiful game. Always nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Coach, the problem with the Chelsea perspective is they have an owner that likes to do everything himself. 1 minute is the deal with the DOF, and the other minute is the chief scout. Yeah, I get it. Now, at the same time, having to go at me, but much love to you. I understand what you're saying, bro. Oh, my goodness. Much love to you. It's been a minute. I hope you're okay. More importantly, his purchase of that first nine, Roger, is a typical example of his tinkering beak, and also, yeah, intruding in the dressing room and all that. Yeah, that doesn't help. Yeah, kill me. It's just me on the planet today. Do whatever you want with me. But I get it. Much love to you, bro. I haven't seen you in a few days. I hope you're doing well. I think you stopped by the other day, but I get it. The season over, and we'll all have priorities. Plus, more importantly, bills don't pay themselves. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Let's get it to 100 likes and shoot for 200. That's our plan today. Coach, a top four and a domestic cup should be a must. I don't think anything, a winning trophy is a must. I think they understand he has a lot of work to do. And believe me, I think a lot of us actually were willing to give Porter that sort of time. Just let's see progress. Let's see progress, let alone the issue being the fact that we have too many new players and the team hasn't gelled and all that. But that didn't happen. I think Pochettino will be able to do that, and I think they give him more time. If we can get 25 million to 30 million pounds, sell all day. That's just you saying sell, but does the club want to sell him? And for me, I say keep Chalobah, really. Except for looking to sign another defender. I think there's some good play in him. And those mistakes that people are, pointing fingers at him for are mistakes that are very common with young players at his age bracket, if that makes sense. I give Pochettino 6 months to do what? To lose his job or what? He's not the sort of manager that's going to get, I think he get these players working so hard. You're going to be shocked. You'll be looking at it and say, are these the same set of players that played under Potter and Frank Lampard? Believe me. You're going to remember I said that. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. The only thing that don't freeze here is the video. But every other thing, isn't really working right. But I've also begun the habit of rebooting the system before the show starts. It still didn't help. So let's switch to the next topic, people. This one is hilarious. It's interesting. I couldn't believe it when I read that. And this is not the first time. This is the second time that Harry Maguire is being linked with a move to Chelsea Football Club. Here's one thing I like, what Simon Phillips did there. He started these, look at this line here. One of those stories you have to take it with a very large pinch of salt. Yeah, that's what I do with this story also. It says, Harry Maguire linked with a shock and unlikely Chelsea move this summer. They're trying to offer him as part of the payment for Mason Mount. I don't think, even if it comes for free, I wouldn't take him. He's been so bad. Harry Maguire has been so poor that a Ghanaian, should I say, a senator speaking in the parliament. I don't know if they call it Parliament of Ghana. That he had to when he started talking about one of his colleagues, who he believes is working against the body. He used Maguire as an example. He says Maguire is one player that at one point, again, as the game progresses, just at some point at the game, he just turns around and start playing against his team, his own team, and score goals for the opponent. There's also memes. You see lots of memes out there showing Devin De Gea stopping balls from going into the net, and then Maguire comes and again hands the key to De Gea's goalpost to the opponent to score. Even on the free, I wouldn't want Maguire, honestly. But the shocking thing that you could say, the thing that I don't understand is how good he's been for England, defensively, aerially, and all those things. But one thing I give him is good aerially, but his overall play in the league for Manchester United, in the Champions League, and also all the competitions they played, he's been awful. And why that is, I honestly do not know. But please, no, thank you. I wouldn't mind us keeping Mason Mount and letting him live on a free rather than get Harry Maguire even for £10. Please don't do that to Chelsea. Give him 9 months so he can win the Carabao Cup. Let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We need to see progress and a style of play. A plan don't need to win anything. I think we'll see that on the under Mauricio Pochettino. We better not. Let's. I'm sure Chula is saying we better not. With regards to us being linked with a move for Harry, but not us being linked with a move for him, but United offering him as part of, again as they push to sign Mason Mount from Chelsea Football Club. We shouldn't. If we do that, Harry Maguire is a freaking big no for me. Even you should tap freaking in all caps too, not just the no. Poor Harry hasn't aged well. It hasn't really. And how much they paid Leicester City for his signature, wow. I will never forget. We cannot let this happen. I don't think it happened. I don't think it will happen. I think probably, listen, here's the thing. These guys, they have access to media outlets. Maybe him just sponsoring the narrative, maybe one of the, again, people, one of those that called the shots at Chelsea, may well see it and say, maybe we should look at him and just have him as a squad player. So my point is this: these players, they have access to media outlets and can sponsor these stories to help trigger, can put something in motion. Sometimes it does happen because sometimes ideas don't come to your mind until somebody says something. But this is one I don't want to see happen really. No, please don't do that. I will actually help sponsor a riot if that happens. The bridge to the bridge, yeah, maybe. The devil is a liar. Amen. Amen to that. Harry Maguire to Chelsea never happens. Please don't happen. Wow. And let's just say it's all nonsense, really. No, please not. Not with Maguire in your team. You play 10 versus 12. Yeah, exactly. We don't want to see that happen. Mount, with 12 months left on his deal, is a flash. So we're not in the position to drive a hard bargain. 55 to 60 tops. I think that's what we're going to get. I don't see us getting anything close to that fee that's been mentioned out there, which there's no way to tell that's really what the club are asking because it doesn't make sense. It's not like he's been in great form. And when was the last time he played at least 3 games in a row? Correct me if I'm wrong. And plus, you can say he's probably still not ready to play right now. Probably still injured. He will get a Premier League club, no problem. Just not us, please. I get it. Not us. Never us. I don't want to see him at our club. Coach, I beg, you played that video from that African Parliament conference. I know you've seen it too. I'll try and find it and share it someday. But I couldn't believe my ears. And the man was telling the story. He was laughing so hard. That's to show you how bad Harry Maguire is. And then even the politician probably that won't have too much, that don't watch football that much. I've watched him and said, what sort of player is this? I'll try and find it and share it. But thank you, bro, for saying that. That's one of the most hilarious football-related videos I've watched. I've seen for a while. Desmond Muraithi says for the reality, support and join Pochettino in all he does. At the meets of the season, we will know who is who. I think I support him. I think he's a good coach. A matter of waiting. We now have a coach. I think he will do well. If anything, he'd do better than from the managers we've had. From Graham Potter to Frank Lampard, if that makes sense. I'd rather have 11 Harry Maguires instead of a Lukaku. Wow. One isn't enough. You want to have 11 of them. Go ahead. What club? GFC? And I'm sure you're not talking about Chelsea. Congratulations on Thiago Tinubu as the new president. Congratulations to him, no matter how anybody sees it. He's been sworn in. And And if he does well, the country does well. That's how I see it. And I still love Nigeria. So I haven't traveled. The last time I traveled was when my dad passed. But that's by the way. Let's move on from that. Manu, you said for Manu Kone, just pay the money. And my United, just pay the money. And he is yours. No less than 60. I think Mesma will end up going for something 50 plus. But no, I'm not too sure. That's what I think. Big up, guys. Please like the stream and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Harry Maguire is brown envelope stuff. Not even worth the discussion. That was why I said there's a chance he himself is sponsoring this news. Because he knows, Man U don't want him. Eric Ten Hag don't value him. So maybe sponsoring this may well make us say, okay, since they want Mount, we could say, okay, add Maguire to it and we'll take him. You don't know, but let's see what happens. And there's a chance if he switches club, he does well, but let that club not be Chelsea. Let him try someone else. Man United is very weekend for to us. Maguire to offer us Maguire. Here's the thing, I don't think they are actually trying that. I would prefer Terry come out of retirement. I like this one. I'd rather Terry come out of retirement and start for us. I think he'd lead the back line better than us. Maguire has actually been so bad that he's become a meme. But that's why we keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 9 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. You people are absolute legend. And my bro, a lot of people miss Ole. That's another delicious comment of the day. I like that. Would you have taken Edson Alvarez from Ajax? I would have. I think he's a good DM. And he's not just your stereotypical DM. He's good on the ball. Can also have good vision too. But all the better versions have emerged. I think I'd take Ugarte over him, if that makes sense. So yeah, Nkunku is the president now. What? Is that the name of? I'm not sure what you're saying. Can you elaborate? Pochettino should focus on bringing harmony among the club and build a team spirit. Aniket Nayak, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Subscribing, again, when you subscribe, that does go help build the size, increase the size of the community. But the likes, more importantly, the likes actually do more for the channel. Keep dropping the likes. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes to go a long way. Thank you once more. Let's see what we have here. What's the update on Kante's contract? Ghana Charleston. I'm not sure where you're from. Even your name doesn't. I'm joking, right? But that's by the way. Welcome to the show, my African brother. Here's the thing. We've been told that Kante's contract negotiation has been put on standby. What that means, I don't know. Maybe they're looking to sign a certain player, and if that happens, then there'll be no need for Kante. But I'd say whatever happens, it's either Kovacic stays or Kante stays. We need experience, so we don't just need, to just flush out all our experienced players and then have just a bunch of young players. I think we'll struggle quite a lot in the coming season, if that makes sense. But Pochettino should better get enough sleep, rest, and get in shape so he can be ready for the dance come July 1st. He has a lot of work to do, and I believe he knows that by now. But there are, again, somebody, I think it was Jerry Z that explained in the chart yesterday the reason why he hasn't started a work for us. He's still contracted a PSG, still paying him. And that ends, I think, July 1st. So that's when he'd be, again, he'd become our manager officially. The president, that's a good new nickname for Nkunku. Maybe. I still don't understand what that. Okay, now, the president, maybe. I think that works. You're good at making up names. You give Glenn a good name. Glenn 10, and you started calling me Chip Chill at the Blue TV Games. Says the only way Maguire comes to Chelsea in the Mount deal is if Mount goes to United for 70 million and Maguire comes the other way, carrying 50 million in his carrying 16 million in his suitcase with him. Like I said, there's a chance Maguire himself is actually sponsoring this nonsense. It just doesn't make sense. But I know it makes for we need some laugh. Sometimes when we talk about stuff, the serious stuff, we need also to talk stuff that's going to make us laugh. Odwa Bakwana, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. Correct me if that's not the case. But I think it should be, given the spelling, it should be pronounced Bakwana. Harry Maguire, never from from all the Cape Town, South Africa. Big up, bro. Nice to see you. Cape Town, South Africa. Is that correct? I think I'm correct. But Odwa, nice to see you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. Express yourself. Just keep it civil. That's all I can ask of you. But thank you so much for joining the show. 90 people watching, 97 likes, 7 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. Get rid of Havertz. The guy is just useless. Cannot press. Very, very slow. Aniket Nayak is not up to us. That's why I've said before, if he leaves, fine by me. If he stays, fine by me. But let's see what happens. Bobby, anything you want to say? With big up to you. More importantly, I hope you're recovering well. Sorry, I haven't reached out to know how you're doing. And also the same thing to Liam Lane. If you're watching, I hope you're recovering well. And every other panelist that isn't here, and those usually in the chat that aren't here, I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, Maguire to Chelsea. Yeah, that's something where 100% a correct pronunciation, bro. Thank you. I love it when that happens. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'd like to see you. Welcome to the family. Express yourself. As much as I'd like to see Havertz go, if he plays in the 10, he's fine. His thing. We're talking about Harry Maguire right now. We'll come back to that. So, Bobby, you go ahead. And once Bobby is done speaking, we'll switch in topics, please. Let me just get these 2 comments quickly. If Chelsea let Kante go, it's going to be a big hole in the midfield. I think I think he stays. I'm not sure what's going to happen, really. If Mendy left, do you reckon Kepa will be back up to whoever comes as number 1? No, I think there'll be competition. Would you consider having Slonina as backup? Slonina needs to be starting constantly. He's still too young. They just come sit on the bench and play only cup games. Obina Harry plus 55 million, I'll take that. I will. They have to pay us to take money. So that's a delicious comment from the Bleacher. Again, Maguire should be calling clubs, telling them he would pay to play for Chelsea. I think we've had a player do such, and not paid to play. Owen Hargreaves. I think at one point he was desperate to save his career. Hargreaves actually was, but he said openly he's willing to play for free. But go ahead, Bobby. Your thoughts with the Maguire news? We're just having fun. Yeah. I know fully well it's all nonsense. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you're quite right. It is nonsense. Any player purchased this summer for Chelsea will either be top marquee or top quality, because there are not going to be that many signings, and they're going to be in specific areas, and defense really isn't one of them. Everybody knows he's not good enough for Chelsea. It's brown envelopes trying to push his case. They're going to this summer, because it's going to be a very challenging summer. Lots of business in the transfer market. That's where you will see the Man United, Liverpool's, of Arsenal media fan base really doing a lot of their bidding. A lot of players are sold via the media. People don't really believe that, but it's true. They hype up the players, they push the propaganda, and some clubs fall for the bait. So there'll be a lot of that, because they're trying to make sure that both the Manchester clubs are well strengthened and so on. And of course, those with interest in Arsenal will do the same. But, we're not going to fall for that. It's just nonsense. There's people are talking about Chalobah maybe being sold. Well, getting Chalobah for Maguire is just purely stupid.
It doesn't make any sort of sense.
No, there's he's the England captain, okay, but I even put question marks on that as well. But I think more going forward, it's going to be a very curious time. I'm just observing quietly. I know there's going to be a lot of outgoings, and there's going to be some big key incomings. But watching that evolve is what I'm very, very curious on. And I'm trying to stay open-minded. People talk about N'Golo Kante going, and but if he goes, then for example, Ugarte and Moises Caicedo come in, I'm not sure we should be lamenting too much about that. But lots of new players, and wow, gelling them, making them into a fighting fit unit is well, that's Pochettino's job.
Yeah. Yeah, Bobby, you're sounding more better by the day. So I appreciate you finding time to join, even though you're not feeling well. Much love to you. While Harry is looking for mid to low table teams, and unfortunately we're there. Yeah, exactly. I think sometimes we just have to laugh at that. Look at that situation and laugh at ourselves. I think it helps deal with that situation. Play Selena, get a DM to Rama from Mongleiback. He's free. He's going to be a free agent. Luis Ratner. Thuram. You're talking about Marcus Thuram, the son of Lilian Thuram. Thuram doesn't want to come to us. We were again we had started discussing a move, discussing his possible move to Stamford Bridge at one point. But before that, I knew it wasn't going to be easy because he had said earlier that he wants to wait until the end of the season to take the time to consider his options. I don't think he wants to come to us, and I think we're looking beyond him now. We don't want him anymore. If this guy comes to Chelsea, then I will stop watching football. Mr. Troublemaker, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Yes, people, remember we're shooting for 200 likes, and already we are at 96 likes, of 4 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. You people are absolute legends, and I cannot thank you enough. The show has been awesome. It's been delicious. It's been enjoyable. My response to Fabrizio would be, are we a joke to you? If he says, here we go. And by the way, bro, that initial comment, I think you should use it as a tweet. Otherwise, I'm gonna steal it. Go use that, make it a tweet, and I'll retweet that one. I loved it. I love that initial tweet. The initial comment there. My bro Wally Waldo, I'm not gonna lie. If United cancel his contract, then I take my wife for free. Go. What? I can't believe that is coming from you, Wally Waldo. On a free, maybe. Maybe he can come sit on the bench for us. Maybe. I'm sure lots of Chelsea fans will not take him on a free, if that makes sense. We should definitely get both Thurams. Okay, one is a DM. Then Marcus surely is you can say a forward because he can play on either flanks. But the DM one, I don't know that much. I have to be honest with you. Because something that the Wally Waldo, more importantly, I hope you're doing well. And Wally Waldo wants us to do, that sort of take him for free, get him to put pen to paper on a contract, then sell him. Yeah, maybe just for business sake, maybe. But nice to see you, bro. It looks like you're not at work today. Maybe you just wanted to stop by and say hello to us. So let's switch it to the next topic. Kudio Kone is on Chelsea's list, but the priorities are Moises Caicedo and Manuel Ugarte. I think we've been hearing this for a long while now. I think it's either what's his name? Kimso likes Kone so much. I think what's his name? I think Eugene also likes Kone. He's just an option. If any of you in the chat, if you know him that well and you think he should be the guy we should be going for, and not Manuel Ugarte or Moises Caicedo, you let us know. It'd be interesting to hear what you have to say in the chat. We have 110 people watching now. We have 73 people watching, and we're still at 99 likes. You people are absolute legend. We deserve that. Let's get it to 100 and shoot for 200. So let me know how well you know Kudio Kone and whether you'd like to see him at Chelsea. Do you think we should go for him rather than Manuel Ugarte or Moises Caicedo? And it looks like he's going to be cheaper, actually. Kifrem Thuram is linked with a move to Liverpool. That's the one that's a DM. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know him that well. I still need to research him. But Marcus Thuram is a forward, the son of Liran. Is it Liran Thuram? Sell to who? Oh my goodness! The chat is on fire today. Something good question. It's not easy. Even yeah, I get it. I've always said that selling players. I think it sounds easy, but it's not that simple. Especially players on high wages. It becomes difficult. Yeah. Yes. Both. Okay. Kone. Yep. Not Kane. Kone and the kid Thuram are in talks with Liverpool. Both of them. Oh, Harry Kane. You're saying Harry Kane and Kieran Thuram are both in talks with Liverpool. I didn't know that. Wow. So your thoughts, Kone, you meant are both also in talks with Liverpool. Okay. Liverpool are serious about midfielders. Okay. Let's see. I don't think. Let's see if they'll be able to get them both. Liverpool want both Kone and Kifren. Sorry, not Kieran. Kifren Thuram, Arthur McAllister. How does that? It just doesn't make sense. I've heard. I heard a few days ago they're a bit reluctant to pay Brighton's asking price for McAllister. So I'm not too sure what's going on. Kifren is the midfielder. Marcus Thuram, yeah, is a striker. Yeah, I know that one. Marcus Thuram from Mönchengladbach. Kifren, I don't know that well. Marcus Thuram, I know quite well. If that makes sense. But we move on from that. Your thoughts? I don't think a lot of Chelsea fans are that interested in what's his name again? Kudio. Is it Kudio Kone? The club's priority is Moises Caicedo. Ugarte, first of all. Ugarte is the club's top priority, followed by Moises Caicedo. But I've heard from Chelsea all the way that we're actually looking to sign up both Ugarte and Caicedo. Let's see if that happens. If it happens, I'll take it. Then you can say our midfield will be set for a long while. After Liverpool lost out to Bellingham, I think they are going all out on midfielders so they can plan for the future. Maybe that's what they're doing, but let's see what they do. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Kone is a baller. We need him. I don't know him that much, and I'm just going to start talking about saying how I know him and all that. I need to look at him closer to say, okay, to make an argument whether we should go for him or not. But the club's priority, I'm okay with Ugarte. I'm okay with Moises Caicedo. If we can get either of the two, or even get both, I'd take them both. If Liverpool get them both, they will be very strong. It's where they are weak only, but I don't see them signing McAllister, Kone, and also the other guy too. But let's see what happens. We'll move on to the next topic. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 104 likes. So thank you, and thank you. You people are absolute legends. I appreciate all the support. Keep dropping the likes. Remember, we're shooting for 200 likes. Let's see if we can get there by the time we round up. I appreciate you all. Let's move on to the next topic. Right, that is something, motivation. He's self-motivated, something I like about Mihailo Modric so well. He's saying here, and he's one player, again, I'm not even concerned because I know he's a fine player. He's a player I started following even before he joined Chelsea Football Club. I really appreciate your support, and I will always appreciate people who do not turn away in dark times. Say it louder, brother. Because when bright times come, you will be the first to whom I will say thank you. With God's help, everything will work out. I am not even worried about failure. And I'm not worried for him either, because I know he's a good player, because I will never give up. For those who never give up, sooner or later, bright times will come. Regards, Mihailo Modric. I love this guy so much. He's self-motivated, and I like that. And he's one player, you can say we haven't really, again, the managers haven't really been fair with him. He hasn't given enough game time. Even at times when we think he was going to start games, boom, he gets dropped to the bench. Especially against Man City, we were too short, very short. There were going to be lots of spaces for him to exploit, and Frank dropped him to the bench for a reason I do not know. I haven't given up on him. I know he'll come good in the future. But let's see. I'll catch up with what we have in the chat, and we'll switch to the next topic. I don't see them signing all three. I agree with you, Coach. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense for signing the three of them. Maybe they're considering the three of them, and after they get one, they forfeit 2, or maybe they get 2, they forfeit 1. If that makes sense. So that's how I see it. But I want to try. I'm trying. How am I going to? Let's see. Okay. I will hate Liverpool more if they do. I don't think they'd get the 3 of them. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 104 likes. Well, we've gotten to the half of our target. We're shooting for 200 likes. Let's make it happen, people. Keep dropping the likes, and also please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes will go a long way. And if you're watching and you haven't dropped a like, please take a second, do so for us. We sincerely do appreciate all your support. They have some money to spend. Finally, last chance of a club. I think if they falter in the coming season, I think they'll probably let him go. But Klopp, I think every 3 years, he needs to make a whole lot of change to his team because his approach burns players out. That's how I see it. Aluvra says another meeting happened today between Chelsea as they try to negotiate terms of Ugarte at Record Portugal. Thank you so much for reporting that for us. Sincerely do appreciate you, Aluvra, so much. Let me take a sip of my coffee also. It's still 6:28 a.m. for me. Aluvra, thank you so much for that report. Hopefully it works out. Do you guys think we will sign the 2 midfielders? I think at least 1. Remember why I said just 1? If we're planning on keeping Andre Santos, where is he going to play? If we're planning on keeping, there's a chance we'll say 1. We'll look at it, the situation, and say, you know what, 1 will suffice. Because Cesare Casadei, the Italian youth player, he's doing well. Santos, he's doing well. Those are 2 players actually matured. They mature beyond their age if you watch them play. So we can look at them and say we need just 1. But if we get a Casado and get Ugarte, then where are we going to play those players? I then don't know. I want to actually back Modric. I back him. Again, we don't have enough sample to judge him if you really want to judge him. Well done to Mihail Modric, a PR assistant. I think he's good at, I think you could say, I think he's good at putting out those sort of things. But beyond that, I see the good play in him. It hasn't actually crossed my mind to say, he's a bad player. I don't think he is. I think he will come good. Why Chelsea is so confused? Shem Garba, Danwa, Wallahi, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know why, but I wouldn't say we're confused, but I get your question. They're not that expensive, coach. I can get all 3 for 150 million. That's still a lot of money, but I get where you're coming from. But I don't think they get the 3 of them, really. Lucy, Catherine, nice to see you again. Modric is a very good player. We still see the best of him next season. I think Pochettino will make a whole lot of difference. The good thing, you can say one of the main reasons why Pochettino got this job is that the fact that he's good at nurturing young players. He has a good track record. So let's move on to the next topic, people. Let me see one more. Just an OG here has a comment. He hasn't shown on my highlight screen. My bro says Modric reminds me of Timo, to be honest, but I think he's better on the ball than Timo. He's a better dribbler than Timo Werner. Yeah, I think he will be good. Believe me, he will come good. We'll have to switch the topic now, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. And also do Trevoh Chalobah talk. I don't know why. I think every now and then, I think rumors pop up with regards to his future at Chelsea. Chalobah is actually a fine defender. To me, actually, I get it. He's a better defender than Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana, they differ. They complement each other. Wesley Fofana is the quicker of the 2, better at carrying the ball and progressing the ball on his feet. But 2 of them are good players, actually. Under Thomas Tuchel, we did see how good Chalobah can be. Even under Graham Potter, pre-World Cup, he was our best defender. He was one of our best defenders, and if we're being honest to ourselves, then what happened? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how Graham Potter handled it. Then he's been again, but even at that, I think he survived Graham Potter. he started showing that he's a good defender, he's a good footballer. He actually played in the right back position for Frank Lampard and was actually effective. He is that good, honestly. But I don't know why, because Chelsea fans don't value him that much, because we didn't spend too much money on him. So it's easy to just look at him and say, get rid of him. I think it's a fine player in him. And we seem to forget that he's still actually a very, very young player. And we're seeing how consistent he can be, but you just need to trust him. You need to trust him. And I think Potter broke him. Like I said, pre-World Cup, he was one of our best defenders. Then post-World Cup, I get it. By that time, he probably was trying to do too much to prove that he deserved to be starting. And this is a guy who's Chelsea through and through, wants to represent the club, always says he wants to stay and fight for his place. He's not expecting you. He knows nothing is given. He knows if he stays, he has to fight for starting place, and he knows that. But I don't know why every time somebody puts out something out there, Chelsea fans will just suck up to it. And in this case, I'm glad to hear Inter Milan are the ones testing the waters. They're the ones trying to see if we're willing to sell him. That's the thing. It's not like we have him on the market saying we want to sell him. I think we understand how, again, he's a good player. Honestly, we have an excellent player in this guy. Believe me, again, when Tomori left, as much as I wanted him to say, I understand. And Tomori, I didn't trust him as much as I trust Chalobah as a defender. To be honest, I get it. He has to improve. But those mistakes that people, you can say, are slandering him for or calling him names for, are mistakes that are very common with young players. Young players are this, again, in this age bracket, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 106 likes. Remember, we're shooting for 200 likes. Let's make it happen. A big up coach, Telia, Watt, Colwill, Ugarte, Ngungu, and maybe Casado makes us much more tough and physical to play against. We were soft this year, last season. You can argue. It's a good argument. Ryan Winter there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's get it to 200. The likes will go a long way. Once the game slows down for him, he will be world class. Wow. Okay. We're talking about Chalobah now, people. Please don't go. Don't switch topics around like that. It can be exhausting because it's still 6 a.m. for me, and I woke up at 2 preparing for the show. Why Chelsea are so confused about selling Mount? Please, Mount should stay. His thing is not about Chelsea. You have to. I'd like you to take your time to consider the fact that the club, the club again, the hierarchy have held talks with Mason Mount's camp, and if Mount ends up leaving, it's simple. They're not able to come to an agreement, and it's business for all parties involved. So you can't when negotiations are involved. Each of the parties involved in the negotiations, each is seek for a favorable outcome. Mount will want something that will favor him. The club will want an outcome that will favor them. And if that doesn't happen, both parties should just move away. It's as simple as that. But unfortunately, it's usually difficult for the fans to deal with, especially for a player, an academy product. We usually do get a kick out of an academy product leaving the club. It's a Chelsea thing. Chalo will not get any better. He's not good enough to be a starter for Chelsea, in my opinion. Thank you for adding that disclaimer there. I was going to help you say that, in your opinion. To me, I think we have a good player in him. He's still maturing. He's not a finished product. With time, the more games he plays and the older he gets, he gradually becomes again a more polished player. So many mistakes come on. Here's the thing. Dante, I know you know too well, we're not into shoving our opinions into other people's throat. That is your opinion, but I'm just presenting my opinion. But much love to you, my bro. I get it. But let's see what the club does. But like I said, we don't have him on the market. It's just Inter Milan trying to see if they can get him. And he says Trevoh Chalobah will only consider, this year says, I think there are 2 reports, he will only consider leaving Chelsea if it is made clear that he's surplus to requirement. He wants to meet Mauricio Pochettino and get a sense of where he fits into the new Chelsea's head coach plans next season. Here's the thing, like I said, let's see what happens. And this says from Simon Phillips that reports that Inter Milan are pushing hard to sign Chelsea defender Trevoh Chalobah for 25 million and are in daily communication with his camp. It just seems as if the club hasn't decided what they want to do with him at this point. But here's the thing, let's see what they want to do. If they want to sell him, fine. That's their decision. Do I think that they should sell him? I'd say no. I think that's a good player in him. He just, again, with time, he'd become even better. That's how I see it. But I get my bro's argument. Should let me see what my bro here says. Wally Waldo says, should have kept Tomori, in my opinion. That's your opinion. And I think we should have let him go because he wasn't getting enough game time. Frank didn't seem like, I think, was it Frank? It seemed like Frank trusted him. Other than Aspi, he's versatile. He should stay, according to me. Thank you. I like it when people put disclaimer. It's your opinion. You can't force it on us. Let's see what else we have here. I should be rounding up soon. But again, hopefully the wife helps, and there'll be no need for me to end the show earlier. Never Mount should go. Mount should go. Again, he failed. We're lost because of him. Wow. That's some argument there from Nemaya. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. 108 likes. Remember, we're shooting for 200. Do I think we'll get there? Maybe not possible anymore. Given Todd Maguire, yeah, I think they will take him. Italian clubs want English players because they know it can always sell back to English Premier League clubs at a very high price and lose money even if they don't work out. Yep. That's some argument right there. Chalobah should stay. Football is a game, and players are bound to make mistakes. I made a couple myself when I was playing. I want to see your mistakes so that I can laugh at you. But that's by the way. Keep up dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with. Very, very good player. No way we're not selling him. Like I said, it's Inter. They're testing the water, seeing if we're willing to sell him. Do I think we're going to sell him? I really do not know what's going to happen. No, truth is, English players are warriors and keep playing with broken bones. That. Oh my word! Apparently, it's not Mount that wants to leave. It's his agency party that want to force the move. Here's the thing. That's why I said I put out that statement. We have no right to point fingers at Mount or point fingers at Boehly and co. because we don't know. They've held several talks and it still hasn't worked out. Just let it go. That's why Italy won Premier League players. Maybe that's the case. Let's see what else we have here. If Chalobah, I like Chalobah, and he seems to have a good head on his shoulders. And about the situation, he's always been linked with a move away from Chelsea, but I think he ends up staying. And I'm being serious there. If Chalo cannot scrape out them mistakes, I think he will with time. He could be one of England's best if he can. So you said CBs. I think he's a good defender, and I think with time he'll become even more polished, and you start seeing less and less of those mistakes. Where's Eugene when we need him? Yeah, Eugene will be throwing punches right now and saying Chalobah good enough. Big up to you too, brother Don Fresher. In my opinion, I think Chalobah is a gem, and on the pitch he will cook. He will cook to be a better player. He's Chelsea, and he wants to remain at Chelsea. More importantly, here's the thing: we seem to again not value players. We seem to not value players who want to stay, who value us. We need Osimhen. London is blue. I think we need him, but not up to me to decide. I think he's still young, even though I think he's not Mauricio Pochettino's type of striker. I think he's very young enough that Pochettino can mold him into the sort of player that he would like to, the striker he would like to have. Osimhen, I think he's equipped enough, but he will take a bit of time. But let's see what happens. We've been linked with all the strikers, not just Victor Osimhen, so we're not too sure right now what the club are going to do. Big up to my bro, the coolest shots. So big up everyone, and hit the like button, people, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. 108 likes. Let's get it up. Remember, we're shooting for 200 likes. Well, half of that. Let's make it happen. And my bro, share the link to your channel so that people can go check it out. You weren't here when people, especially Constantine Dante, was looking for my trouble, and I wish you were here so that you could have fought him to make him understand he shouldn't be messing with coach. We must keep Chalobah. I like him. In my opinion, I think he's a good defender. I think he will become even better as he plays more games, as he matures. he'll become an even more, more polished player. It's not just about mistakes. It's all about positioning. All those things he'd learn from time. With time, 25 million is very it's disrespectful, really. Maybe they're just lowballing us. I don't think he leaves Chelsea. That's just me. Kenneth or Sadolo, Trevoh lack confidence in his position. Is very, very poor. Okay, your opinion there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's get the likes up. 25 million is not disrespect. When Tomori went for 25 million and Gohi went for 18 million, if that's how you see it, I think 25 million is still good. If you want to compete with City and Man United and Arsenal, that Chalobah will not be good enough. Okay, if that's what you think, we need Osimhen. You said that twice now. Let's see if the club wants him. Chalobah is a League One player at best. Wow. Okay, so argument. Okay, I'm going to try and get everything we have so that we can call it a day. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Thank you so much for finding the time to join in the show, people. Even if you're watching and you're not able to participate in the chat, please do take a second, drop us a like on the stream for us. The likes do go a long way. We are at 108 likes. Believe me, thank you so much. You people are absolute legends. The likes do go a long way. Let's switch a topic to the next one. The Chalobah topic. We'll move on from that right now. Let's see what we have. Just quickly. Give me a minute. I'll come back to you in a bit. Okay, the next topic. We're ready now. Let's do it. Here, this one here says Manuel Ugarte's transfer process remains stuck due to a decision by the midfielder between PSG and Chelsea, but it is well underway. And somebody, I think, how do you say his name again? Or her name? Somebody in the chat. I think is it Vula? I forgot the name. Said that the Chelsea camp and the Ugarte's camp, they had a meeting today. But nothing about the outcome of the meeting. Yesterday was marked by a new round of contacts between representatives of the Uruguayan and Chelsea. I think we're pushing even harder. I think we probably must have held more meetings with this camp than PSG have done. But I still don't believe the nonsense with regards of offering a quarter of what PSG is offering. If that's the case, then by now he'd be a PSG player. Trevoh just gets caught up off-field too much at times. Chelsea back that is flexible. I think here's the thing. I don't want to stick. I said all I'm going to say is that he's a good player and we'll get better. Back doesn't back up Colwill. Who? Badiashile doesn't back up Colwill. Badiashile is actually the better player of the two, in my opinion. Colwill is equally. You could say they're both equally good players, and two of them can actually be on the pitch at the same time. But the issue people have that both are left-footed, and the stereotype. People are saying Chalobah's positioning is not good enough, but forgetting Poch can improve him. If Poch can improve Modric, so is Chalobah. It's as simple as that. Yeah, apply the same logic and then move on. But I care where people are coming from. Coachella, please, what do you think about Ian Maatsen? I think he deserves the first team of football, in my opinion. He's ready. Here's the thing. There's one stumbling block here. We have Ben Chilwell and we have Marco Correa. And say what you like, the two remain selling Marco Correa will not be easy, even if you don't like him. But I like Marco Correa. I think he's going to come good. And especially on the Poch, we never know what's going to happen. So before Ian Maatsen will accept, he has just about a year left on his contract or so, or even less. I'm not sure how long. But let me just check just to be sure, so I'm not just throwing numbers at you. But then I will go ahead to explain why it'd be difficult to begin for him to join the team. Ian Maatsen, transfer market. Just give me 1 second. I know the silence is awkward. Yeah. Okay, let me do this just quickly. I'll come back to you. Chelsea, his contract expired in June 2024, so he has just about a year left on his contract, so which is a risk. So here's why that's a problem. right now, he's played all season for is it Bournemouth? Is it Bournemouth? What again? Where was he on loan? I mixed them more. Bournemouth, Burnley, I think. Burnley. I think it's Burnley. Here's the thing. He played quite a lot, and he's a starter for them. Scored a few goals and had again a good number of assists and a good number of goals from playing in the wing back position. Now, for him to agree to come back to Chelsea, you'd have to show him a pathway to first team. Otherwise, he'd leave the club. The only option we have, again, for us to be able to for him to be guaranteed a place in the team, to look at it and say, okay, there's a path. If we sell either Cucurella or Ben Chilwell, which isn't easy. Chilwell just extended. We just signed about Cucurella also, and he's on a high wage. To get a club that'd be willing to pay him that much money, it's going to be very difficult. And if you ask him, he'd tell you, I want to stay and fight for my place. The only viable option to me, in my opinion, is, speaking with Ian Martin and say, look, you just made it to the Premier League with your team. Maybe you should play another season with them and improve yourself in the Premier League. Maybe convince him to stay, because I know it'd be easy actually, because he has his developed bond with the manager, Vincent Kompany, and the players he's played with. Maybe that'd be the only way out if we're not able to sell either Ben Chilwell or Marco Correa. But trust me, I don't see Martin agreeing to put pen to paper for a new contract if he doesn't see a pathway to the Chelsea first team, if that makes sense. But let's see what happens. He's a good player. I like him, but it's not going to be easy. Why is Chelsea meeting for a new round of talks? Because it's called negotiations. Because it's not something you can get done in just one meeting or two. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We'll be rounding up soon. Tomori and Guehi are not a Trevoh class. Chalobah won UEFA Champions League, Club World Cup, and Super Cup. Guehi never had a senior team game and was sold 20 million. Why the comparison? I didn't do that, so please don't punch me. That's a serious response. My bro, Surinat, always nice to see you, brother. Govin Darajan. Big up, Coach Leicester Perspective. You are the legend. Given unbiased review of transfers, guys. I like the stream. Thank you so much for saying that, brother. I appreciate you, and I will never forget. You're an OG here. Followed the channel for when we had barely, I think, 100 followers actually, subscribers. But I appreciate you, brother. Much respect to you. Spread the word. Subscribe for the channel and enable the notification. Yep, click on the bell notification button so that you don't miss any of our shows. Because right now we'll be having random shows because lots of the news will be popping up on all that. Except when I'll take 3 days break. I need to travel to California to take care of something. Matson was a jammer on the company. Yeah, let's find a solution there. But I think it's going to be a difficult one. We should stop writing off players early. I think we shouldn't be doing that. Players that are still on 20, 21, 22, 23, even 24, you shouldn't write them off. Players need a lot of adaptation due to many unforeseen circumstances. People wrote off Rudiger and then was abused by a lot of the fan base. I have a friend who wrote an article saying maybe it's time to leave Chelsea. People wrote off Ian Robben saying he's injury prone and all that. What happened next? The rest is history. And in the case of Ian Robben, I like to bring up Ian Robben whenever I talk about Christian Pulisic. I still think, but maybe he's become a liability, and because maybe his behavior too, he's always talking his dad tweeting and all that hasn't helped. We're stuck with Cucurella and Chilwell for now. I think that's a solid argument there, which means our only viable option would be to convince Maatsen to do one more season in the Premier League with this newly promoted team. Mind you, Chalobah was a DM converted to a defender by TT, but he played in France on loan. He played in the defense as a defender, didn't he? I wonder why he's not been tried on that position lately. People suggested James for CDM, not knowing he was a disaster when TT played in there. But you can't, when somebody hasn't played in that position for a while, you can't just just throw them in there, expect them to be flawless. Yeah, if that makes sense. But I get it. Chalobah for me, I don't think he's well equipped to play that DM role and be not just you can say, and be more than just you can say a destroyer. but also be creative, create chances from that deep and all that. Yeah, what's up with who? You're talking about Osimhen. I'm not too sure how serious we are with regards to signing him. So we'll see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 114 likes. Let's get the likes up. Remember, we're shooting for 200 likes. Let's see if we're able to do that. So it's now time to shift to the next topic with Ugarte. Sorry, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Let's go. Yeah, Conor Gallagher may have cooled on a potential move to Newcastle because he wants to stay and see if he can fight for his place for Chelsea. Yeah, for his Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino, who always championed homegrown talent while in charge at Tottenham. I don't know, and John Crossmiro. So I don't know how they get access to these players and often tell us what the players are saying. This sounds like it makes sense to an extent. Gallagher realizing that he has a lot to learn, and given the fact that Mauricio Pochettino has a good track record with regards to how he helps young players and all that, that maybe he may well be the perfect manager to work on that. Gallagher, here's the thing: if Gallagher stays, fine. If he goes, fine. Do I think he's the best player at Chelsea? No. Do I think he's the worst? I'm going to say no to that again. But here's the thing. I think with good coaching, I think he would do well. I just don't want him to end up like Mason Mount. Mason Mount, I'm not saying it's a bad player. End up like Mason Mount in the sense, end up not being coached enough. End up finding himself in a situation where whatever manager he gets to work under just sees his industry, just sees, oh, this guy will do a lot of pressing for me. Oh, this guy will do a lot of running for me. And that's it. And not coach him enough to reach, again, the level that he's capable of reaching. And he's still very young. But unfortunately, it's looking like every manager he's played under, except for at Crystal Palace, has prioritized his industry. Thomas Tuchel a bit to an extent, but I don't blame him so much because he didn't get to play that much under Thomas Tuchel. But on that, what's his name? I can't stop laughing. On the Graham Potter, it was all about his industry. And on the Frank Lampard, it was all about the running he does. We have a good player in that player, but he needs a lot of coaching, really. I don't know what else to say, but I'm just going to move on. If the club keeps him, good luck to him. Poch can help him become better. Hopefully, Poch don't come in and see him as a road runner, and that's it. And he's in trouble. Chelsea Alderway says Cucurella is considered bad, so is Chilwell. I think both of them are good players, but they have something they do differently. In terms of here's the thing. I take Cucurella because he's an intelligent player and they're able to find passing lanes where you don't know one exists. And he's also operates as a sweeper defender, which you can put him to good use. A lot of people may say the reaction about Guehi and Tomori was not you, coach. No. Even if it's me, I like to see such reaction. That's what makes the Blue Morning Show unique. We're all entitled to our opinions, except when one becomes abusive or when one thinks it has to be their opinion or nothing else. But there was someone in the comment who was justifying that Trevoh is okay for 25 million, making comparison to Guehi and Tomori, sold for same amount. Chalobah is to me, honestly, I think he's a better player than Tomori. Unfortunately, that's how I see it. Tomori is also an excellent player too, a good player too, but the biggest problem I've always seen with Tomori is something I don't know if he still can become even more polished. He's a good passer of the ball. He's come on the ball, but I think lapses in concentration is one of my biggest concerns with Tomori. That has happened severally. Gallagher should stay. He could replace Mount and be the next. I'm not sure. Are you trying to say KDB? I don't think Gallagher is. If anything, he can maybe say the next Frank Lampard. His industry will make him again will always make managers value him. But I want managers at his age now to make sure that he develops properly and not end up even at the age of 25, 26. It's still all about his industry and not about other aspects of the game. I think Gallagher can be nurtured to be an excellent player, and then his industry will be a plus. That's how I see it. If we can cash in from Newcastle sell, if Poch plays his preferred 4-2-3-1, where you want to play him. And I was shocked that he played in the number 10 position the last game, and I couldn't believe it. If anything, I'll just say, let me just move on. I think he's a good player, like I'm saying, but I think he needs a lot of coaching. He's not even close to being polished right now. They're laughing at Peter for the comment he made in the chat. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 116 likes. Remember, we're shooting for 200 likes. Hopefully, we'll be able to get there. Osimhen, Ugarte to Chelsea. I hope it happens. Ugarte, we're still talking with his camp. It hasn't happened, but I hope it happens. He's a player I like. I've taken my time to look at him also. Osimhen is the next Didier Drogba. We need some muscles, though. Here's the thing. He needs some muscle. You still prefer? I think I'd like him to stay as light as he is. He can be physical, even as light as he looks. Osimhen really is a monster. Wow. I think he beat, Cristiano Ronaldo's record for how high he jumped when he was at Juventus. I have to research that even more. But Osimhen, really, I think is excellent. Don't buy Maguire if he comes. We're not going to buy him. Like, didn't you see what the Bluetooth game said? They have to pay us to take Maguire. Even at that, our priority actually should be to sign him, get him on a free, and then put him on a new contract and sell him and get some cash from him. That's how I see it. We shouldn't at any time. I don't know how else to phrase it. Chelsea, we're not. Stop that foul and stop using your mom's account like you told me it is. Chelsea, all the way, it's a lot of industry and running good enough. I don't think so. You need more. Otherwise, you be player that the fans will never value, and the manager will only call upon you when he needs a roadrunner on the team. So, but Gallagher can become better. He needs a lot of coaching. That's how I see it. Let me see. That brings me back to my argument. I don't like to get into the argument whether I want Mount to stay or go, or whether I think he's a good player or bad player. Mount still has a good player in him. I think he has more to offer than just the managers he's worked under, from Thomas Tuchel, who burned him out, played him even though it was clear he needed a break. I think Mount's biggest problem, form issue started under Thomas Tuchel. When he started faltering under Thomas Tuchel, all he needed was just a break. And had Thomas Tuchel done that, he would have picked up form again and started performing. But Thomas Tuchel liked him, prefers his industry, the amount of running he does on the pitch for him, and kept playing him even it was clear the Mount needed a break, until at some point he started making it became clear that actually he's become mentally tired. And you could argue Mount hasn't actually been coached properly since his you can say his loan move I can't say, let me just say the Dutch league. Since his loan move in the Dutch league, when he played that club, the rumors are they were our fitted team. What's it called again? Vetnes Anhem. He hasn't been coached properly since then. It has always been one manager or the other wanting him to do a lot of running and all that and pressing. There's actually more to his game. And if you followed Mount, you've noticed, you've seen flashes of, again, how technical he can be. But unfortunately, it's gotten to a point that, for me, I'd be shocked if he stays, really. It's gotten to a point where I realize Mount will end up leaving the club. Most likely leave the club than stay. Yeah, I get it. Why not try Chalobah at CDM? Poch should try him at CDM. To me, my battle for, I'm going to say, I don't think he's well equipped to play that role for us, especially under Poch. That CDMs that he's played with are not just destroyers; they have more. I think he played. Didn't he played Dembele at the Belgium international? What's his first name? I've forgotten his first name, but the Dembele that played under Poch, I think he played in the CDM role. He likes CDMs that are able to do more. But let's see what he does. I'm not Pochettino, and I don't know what he's going to do. Tomori is good. but the 1-2 mistakes he makes ends the most fatal. You're right. He's missing something. That's the only thing about Tomori that scares the heck out of me. Lapses in concentration. Every now and then you see it happen. Like you'd be shocked. As good as he's been, you expect him to be again to make less of such mistakes. Do you watch Ted Lasso? I haven't watched Ted Lasso, that TV series, for a while now. I think it's a hilarious show. And why do you ask the question? I want to know. I want to get hear from you while you ask the question. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 117 likes. You people are absolute legends. Remember, we're shooting for 200 likes today. Let's make it happen. Last year, he did really well. This year, not even close. He does well every year for me, but every now and then you see that silly mistake from him. Then you go, is this the same player really? But I think somebody can actually help him fix that and become even better. But who is that? I don't know. Lampard and Potter started Gallagher in most of their matches and subbed him in almost all. There must be a problem somewhere. Here's the thing. They just want his industry, more importantly, and he wins balls. He did win balls. His tackles rate is one of the best we had under Frank Lampard, actually. Statistics show that. But I'm just concerned. I don't want a situation where every manager comes in, it's all about his industry, the running, the pressing. Then he's not going to become better. Lampard, Potter, Gallagher in same sentence is it's a massive problem. I agree with you. I couldn't put that even better. Gallagher is our best attacker who can run fast and not score. He's elite at hitting the woodwork and Rosie. And there's no other player that can cover the pitch while contributing to absolutely nothing. Here's the thing. He's a smart guy. For him saying he wants to stay, maybe Pochettino will help him become better, but let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 117 likes, but we can do better than that, and I appreciate you all. Chelsea should spend this summer training on finishing, passing, including the defenders and keepers have to train on finishing too. I agree with you. Kirsten, I saw I think a tweet using a meme where the first training session, Pochettino watch our players shoot and go like this. Like, what is this? But I think it started out. It's as simple as that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. A link. Kai Havertz. Let's talk about Kai Havertz being linked with a move to Real Madrid. But I want to see how quickly I can get with what we have left here. Gallagher needs a world-class coach to make him improve. I think Poch can help him improve. Do I think he will stay? I'm not too sure. Because like Roger argued before, there's one player that's going to make a lot of money for the club. If they decide to sell him, quite a lot of money. But let's see what they do with him. My only concern for Chalobah is that he's too lanky to play as a DM in the Premier League. Really, for him to play as a DM, he needs to have good defensive skills, be physical, imposing, which is what Chalobah lacks. Okay, some argument right there, but you can say overall he's not imposing really. Porter and Lampard play Gallagher every game and still didn't see any improvement. It is the problem, Gallagher. Here's the thing. They don't care, about his other attributes. The value he brings to the team is that running, and it's actually his tackle success has been one of the best. I think we've looked at that ourselves during one of the shows. We've looked at it. He's topping one of the tackle in the tackle success column. He's actually topping the list. So, and Roger and I, we looked at it. We're saying maybe that's the reason he started, and it makes sense. Maybe he's been effective for them, but in my opinion, I think we can do better than that. But I just want him to play under someone, whether at Chelsea or anywhere else, and coach him very well. I think there's a good player in him. And on the human side, at one point he thought he was never going to play football again. He had a heart surgery or so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he survived that. I think it's a good player in him overall. Beyond me being compassionate because I'm a human being and what he's went through, and still wants to play football and has played quite well. I think he needs a manager that's going to coach him. The same thing as Mason Mount. I want him to look himself in the mirror, forget that he's won the Champions League, World Club Cup, and everything. just feel like he's still learning. I think he'll become even better and be able to reach that level I believe he's capable of reaching. But that's, by the way, I think both of them, they prioritize again, his industry over helping him become better. I don't think they've done that. I need goals, even from the coach. We all do. Maybe that will solve a lot of problem for us. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes don't do go a long way, and I appreciate you all. The problem Gallagher has is award on the pitch. Potter and Lampard should have seen that. That shows how clueless they are. Well, I'm not going to get into that. He's won the award for a reason. How hardworking he is. I think a manager like Pochettino, there's a chance he gets a hold of him, makes him an even better player, and still keeps his that, like you can say, that sort of commitment we see from him and the running he does on the pitch, and still be more polished. I think we can have those things. We had Ramirez, who does a lot of running, good tackler and all that, can play in the defensive midfield role, but still was polished overall. Lampard and Potter deserves to be blamed for not knowing how to use Gallagher or not helping him become a good player. If anything, the kid by now will be confused. He played in the DM role for Thomas Tuchel. There's no position he hasn't played except in the back line, really. Gala would do very well under Lampard in the championship. I want to go to heaven. I'm not like you. But that's by the way. We'll move on. Awareness is important also, and also that exuberance. You can say he's still. How do I phrase it to make for my point to come across effectively? I think he's always too much in a hurry to do something. Havertz to Real Madrid, really? I think it's absolute nonsense. I'm not sure. Two things we've heard. In the case of Havertz, one is that Pochettino likes him. He wants to keep him. The new stuff is that Florentino Perez, that's the Real Madrid president, wants him. He likes him, given that he saw how he played against Real Madrid. So that, in the first place, doesn't make sense. So he wants to sign him just because of how he played against Real Madrid? No, it just doesn't make sense. It's all rumors. Plus, linking him, okay, if they try to sign him, if, Karim Benzema ends up leaving and all that, I don't think so. Even if we're going to sell Kai Havertz, I don't think it will be this season. I think maybe next season, if the club tries to get him to put pen to paper for a new contract and he refuses, then they know it's time to move on. But I don't know. There's a chance he leaves this season. I really do not know what's going to happen. I still think he's one of those players that I say there's a good player in him, but maybe he needs a change of manager, or maybe he needs to play consistently in a single position. Put coach up front. He would have one AS Roma, the Europa League with Bobby in defense. He would have scored that penalty if Banes and Mancini. Couldn't do. Here's the thing. Mourinho, if he had better players, he could argue he could have won that final. And Mourinho, I don't think will stay at Roma if they're not going to promise him the disbanded. Because look what he's achieved with the squad they had there. Chelsea should sell all the current players. They are average. We cannot compete with Man City with such players. All the players open that they are like, well, okay, I've heard you. Let's see what happens, what they do. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 118 likes. Let's get the likes up. Coach, we play possession football. We don't need headless chickens. I think that's a good argument there, but except for the name calling there, I think that may well mean he doesn't have a place in the team. He was a baller at Palace because they are always chasing the Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can you be a bit nice? They were always chasing the game. Even the Palace fans said he's lousy as an attacker. But you understand my argument. He needs a lot of coaching. That's where I leave it. If they decide to keep him, fine. Kai Havertz was on the bench last 10 or so games. Nkunku is a step up, and I'd even be happy for Sterling to play in 10th position if Nkunku gets injured. Let's see what the club does. I'm not too sure. I can come out and say this is what I think will happen with Kai Havertz. If anything, I just told you the rumors I heard that Mauricio Pochettino wants to keep him, which I'm not too sure that happens, but I'm not too sure he goes either. So keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 118 likes, and please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Real Mbappe will go most likely, but even if Mbappe leaves, if Mbappe leaves, I know if Eugene was here today, he'd be saying go get Mbappe. He'd be a free agent. If he leaves Paris Saint-Germain, he will most likely join Real Madrid. But the truth remains, Mbappe has actually come out and said he wants to stay at Paris. So they just give him, he could say, a better contract, and he'd still remain with them, if that makes sense. Let's see, Coachella, I meant Gallagher's problem is his awareness. Lack of awareness. And that's one of the biggest issues he has on the pitch. And he doesn't seem to be aware of his surroundings. I think he's still young, and he will improve on that. Bobby, it looks like you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I thought you said we'd moved on from Gallagher.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You can talk. That's why I know you're not that too strong. That's why you can always come in whenever you want to. You know that. So go ahead.
I was thinking that for me, of all the strikers at Chelsea, I'll be very, very keen, apart from the notable ones like Aubameyang and Ziyech. I really, I know it's not going to happen, but if the club sold Raheem Sterling, I'll be so happy. You know, that's a mature player at the peak of his game, and what he gave the club was shocking. You know, I just think he's a very lucky guy that he's still with us, and it's even a worse thought to think that he may be part of what may be holding up the Mason Mount deal, because Mount has looked at what he's being paid and wants at the very least parity because of his lack of contribution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, I hope again Raheem Sterling is one of those players you look back and say we're stuck with him. But hopefully he continues with the sort of you can say form we experienced towards and again the last two games especially. He actually turned it up a notch. Hopefully we see him at the start of the coming season be at that level. Maybe Pochettino will get him to be that. He's one of the experienced heads. Hopefully, let's see what happens. But like you said, I think it's going to be difficult to move on. Ovia Sogwe, my bro from Niger, I appreciate you. Much love to you, Ovia. Always nice to see you. I know we haven't spoken for a while. That will happen soon. It's been a crazy period for me. But much love and thank you for finding the time to join us today. I appreciate that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We are at 119 likes. Let's get it up. We'll be running up soon. It doesn't look like we're going to get to 200 likes. Havertz will end up back in Germany, Bayern most likely. I think that's what makes sense. They like the German players quite a lot, and I think they'd like to get him. They wanted him. Mabaso 5 true. Let's see what else we have here. This Havertz contract will expire in 2025, so we're not going to be in a rush now. We need to sell now, or for a reduced price in the summer. There's no point in offering him a new contract. That's just how you see it. How about if, in fact, what we're hearing what we're hearing from the media, that Mauricio Pochettino likes him and would like to keep him out of the club? What if that's the truth? What if then he ends up staying? So here's the thing. If he leaves, I'm not gonna complain. If he stays, I'm not gonna complain. Why? Because there's a good player in him. But something needs to change to see the best of him. If you knew him before he joined us, then you'd know. Actually, you can say that'd be a solid argument with regards to the fact, we haven't, we haven't been using him properly. Bobby, my sick brother, I hope you're better. I think he's getting better. Let's Bobby, please stay strong, brother. I think you will overcome whatever it is that you're going through. Coach, it's going to be a long transfer window. We're going to be busy selling, buying, balance in the books, because remember, I've been preaching this for a while now. We'll be selling quite a lot of players. I'm not sure the numbers. Some are saying up to 15 players, but I don't think we're selling up to a measure where we have a very thin squad. Because here's the thing, I get it. I get the argument that Mauricio Pochettino likes to work with a very small size squad. But the truth remains, the way he uses his team, the amount of running his players does on the pitch, he needs at least he needs to have more than just a slim squad. Otherwise, players will burn out, and there will be no players fit enough to come in and do a good enough job, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Very long transfer window. Hope we hired enough assistants to do all the paperwork required. I think it's going to be a long one. And didn't we hear something a week ago, 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, that we hired somebody, a specialist, that will help us facilitate the sales to make it easier? What's the name? I think we've talked about it about a month ago or so. Still, where the main issue lies is the fact that clubs know they were desperate. They know they we'll be selling quite a lot of players. I think there will be lots of them will be low balling us. Lots of them will be lots of them will be like you could say it becomes difficult to get sizable fee from the sales of those players. So if you're a moderator, as long as anybody isn't being abusive, as long as they're just voicing their opinion. Okay, that's violence. I'm not going to read that. But thank you. Sal Kovacic terminate Albas contract. Albas contract, most likely that's what's going to happen. Sal Pulisic, Sal Ruben Loftus, Sal Mendy, Sal Mount, Sal Ziyech, Sal Aspi, Sal Kukurea, Sal Baba Rahman, Sal Bakayoko. Baba Rahman and Bakayoko, I actually forgot those two are still on our books. It's difficult. Okay, Osimhen, Veron, I like your name. The rumors are that we're interested in signing Osimhen. I don't think that's English, but I think Osimhen, seeing that, not sure what, maybe you're saying we should sign him. Rumors are that we're interested in signing him. We're too serious about signing him and not Vlahovic, but there are mixed reports out there. Some outlets are saying that Pochettino prefers Dusan Vlahovic, but I don't know. But as I've said before, the moment the transfer window opens, I think we'll have a clear understanding on what players the clubs are looking at and what is rumors. Havertz on 150k at the moment. Does he deserve a raise? Just sell him and rebuild around Nkunku. Like I said, that's your opinion. And we can rant all we want all day to the next day, and the club will always do what they want to do, if that makes sense. Get well soon, Bobby. Prayers from you, from our people in the chat. I hope he gets well. Coach, the more I think about it, Poch has a lot to fix. Will not be easy for him. It's not going to be easy, but I'm sure by now he's well acquainted with the issues that has plagued us again the entirety of the season. So probably we'll have a solution in place. And it won't be easy for him, as much as our players are all linked to leave nothing concrete to say this player is gone. For now, we're sure Kovacic is leaving. Maybe, let's just say we're sure Ruben Loftus is leaving. Maybe Mason Mount. The Mason Mount reports also, you can say there are conflicting reports out there. Some are saying he hasn't agreed personal terms with Manchester United, that's rumored. Some are saying that's really the case. By the time preseason starts, we will have 44-man squad. Poch should sell players before the preseason starts. It's not up to him. He's not doing the sales. I think what Poch has to do is to say, I want this player. I don't want the other player. It's not up to him. The sales, no, it will be facilitated by, I think, I'm not sure who really, to be honest. The board maybe. Coach, if Havertz stays, where does he play? If we have a new striker and Nkunku, I don't know. If the manager, if what we're hearing is the truth, if Pochettino has decided that he likes him and wants to keep him, then he'd be the one to figure out where he wants him to play. Get well, Bobby. Lots of prayers for you in the chat. Bobby has left the panel also, probably at work. 31-man squad at the moment. Sell at least 10. Bring in 4. Okay, and make it how many? Make it 25. Okay. Problem solved. Okay, then let's see. Let's see what Pochettino does. Pulisic should leave. He's actually looks like he's going to leave. He has just about, again, less than a year left on his contract. Correct me if I'm wrong. So why do you want us to leave him until he leaves on a free? It's a huge risk. I don't want us to take that risk. So we're better off selling him. I don't think, again, if you ask me, I would have loved us to find a solution. But I think he's leaving for, you can say, for multitude of reasons. He's complained too much. His father will be out there putting out tweets. He's also, again, and his injury hasn't helped. Today he's fine. The next day he's got, again, a knock here and there. Even though I think he's still young, we should give him more time. Maybe he will at one point, or you can say overcome those reoccurring injuries. But I don't know. It's not up to me. Poch needs to take action in the transfer market. Look at Arteta at Arsenal. He got rid of half of the deadwoods. Pep did the same thing at Man City right before the 2017-2018. That's what we're doing. It's no difference. Those who were saying trust the process and structure, give the manager time, watch a small bleep, and they will call off a Pochettino's head. It's a Chelsea thing. If that doesn't happen. But I think Poch will surprise a lot of people. That's how I see it. I get it. A lot of people don't count him as elite, but you could argue that those people who still don't count him as elite, they're still, you can say that narrative is driven for the fact that Pochettino coached Tottenham. And people find it difficult to look beyond that, if that makes sense. Harry Potter would suit Crystal Palace. Suit Crystal Palace. The team has less pressure. The expectation isn't as high compared to Chelsea, or he might go to OGC Nice. Let's see what happens there. Let us know our fate about Ugarte. Temitayo, I have not at any time participated in the negotiations. I'll just you can present, look at what's out there, dissect, analyze, come to a sensible conclusion. And how we operate here, it's the opinion of those in the chat, and everyone. It's not just about me. I don't know everything, and I'm not, again, I don't work for Chelsea. So, but given what we've heard so far, there's still hope. But if you're to believe the fact that we're offering a quarter of the salary that PSG are offering Ugarte, then you can say he's not going to come to Chelsea. Because I asked the question, if in fact we're offering a quarter of the salary that PSG are offering Manuel Ugarte, then he's the most stupid player I've ever known, for him to just come to us and take a quarter of the salary that the other club are offering him, because for the sake of him wanting to play in the Premier League, it just doesn't make any sort of sense. But I don't think that's the case. I don't believe that for a second. It just doesn't make a logical sense. Pulisic's father always tweets when things go sour. Yeah, he hasn't helped. And believe me, honestly, I don't think he's helped his case. And he actually, I think Pulisic is as good as I think he can be. Believe me, I know he's a good player. I think he just reminds me of also former Arsenal player that wrote a book even before his career kicked off. Oh my goodness. He has the time to concentrate on writing a book. I get it, you can hire somebody to write it for you, but you have to tell your story to the person too. You have to get involved in one way or the other, which is a distraction. How old is he? And he's writing a book. So I think he should get his priorities right. I'm hungry. I'm off. Take care. Chichula. Constantine Dante. See you next time, brother. Much respect to you, and I appreciate you. And I'm sure probably my wife has decided to help me. Otherwise, by now, she'd be knocking at the door. Much love to you. Always nice to see you, that you find time to join the show. So Pulisic, maybe he needs to move on, but I still think there's a good player in him. He's actually a fine footballer. Hit the like button, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We have 126 likes. Let's keep beefing up the likes, people. You're absolute legends. Maybe let's see how long we can go with the likes, but I think we have a few minutes to round off. There's no chance we get it to 200 likes, but 126 likes. That's enough. That's actually a good number. The reason why Chelsea couldn't challenge for the Premier League under Tuchel, it's because he didn't get backed by the board. If Chelsea gave Tuchel, had Chelsea given Tuchel the players he wanted, we would have won the EPL. I mean, you never know, but you just don't know. That's I want to say it right now. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Good day to you, Real James. Real James. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Let's see what else do we have here. So, for the case of Kai Havertz, if he leaves, fine. If he stays, fine. Victor Osimhen, the latest we've heard again. Nothing beyond the fact that we're serious about getting him. We're pushing. But he's one player. If we're really going to sign him, yeah, you might as well prepare a bid of around at least start from 90 million and up. And Laurientes, he's not a man. If you try to lowball him, he's more likely to turn around and say, you know what, we don't want to sell him anymore. I don't think fans should have booed him when he commented. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. That shows it's just hate. They have no right to boo him. He's a player. He's performed for us in some of the biggest games we've played since he joined us. He's just not been lucky with injuries, but his behavior off the pitch doesn't help. But I get it. I will look beyond that. I think Christian Pulisic is actually an excellent player, but unfortunately, circumstances, hasn't helped matters, or hasn't helped him at Chelsea at all. No player is bigger than Chelsea FC. I don't need a scientist to tell me that. Adewale Ogundeyi, my Niger bro, nice to see you. Akubadu, my brother. Greetings. Carlo, maybe. Let's see what else we have here with the current squad. We just need Caicedo, Ugarte, a striker, and the right wing if Ziyech and Pulisic are leaving. A goalkeeper, 2. We may well end up needing a goalkeeper. I see this right now. If we still have Mendy and Keparis and Balaga in our ranks, and nobody has reached out and asked if we want to sell them both, then I don't think we'll go for another goalkeeper until one of them leaves. But let's see what happens. But I think you make a good argument there. Hopefully you're right, but I still think the club's plan is to get one of either Caicedo or Ugarte and not both of them. But not both. But let's see. Philip, please. We know. Okay. I'm not sure what to make of that. I think your phone helped you to type. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Mount, but if you ask me, I'd say most likely he leaves. Chalobah at 25 million is a loss. I don't think we should sell him for that amount. I think we should go higher, if that makes sense. Temitayo Ugarte is an up-tempo. Okay, he's an up-tempo, aggressive defensive midfielder. He would be the perfect partner for Enzo Fernandez, the perfect signing, the perfect pairing for him when we play with 2 6s, which means, Ugarte will become the more defensive-minded of the 2 players, and Enzo Fernandez will have the independence to be more adventurous, because if Enzo can, get closer to the final third, he's capable of picking up passes, but I'm not saying Enzo alone will suffice. We still need somebody else who plays in the 10-8 position that has good vision, capable of creating good clear-cut chances from the central area so that we can diversify our chance creation, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 127 likes. Let's get at least 130 likes. I appreciate that. Nicola Pepe from Arsenal. He's still on loan. Have they sold him? Nicolas Pepe, have they sold him? I think he's still out on loan. It's a risk. It's a risk. I'm not sure the length of his current Arsenal contract. Let me see if he's still actually contracted to Arsenal. But I don't think we need him. He struggled in the Premier League. Let me see, Nicolas Pepe. Let me see. Let me see his current Arsenal contract. Nicolas Pepe transfer market. Let me see. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, that's the same Pepe we're talking about. So he's still let me his parent club. I'll see that here somewhere here. Have they sold him? No, he's still an Arsenal player, and his Arsenal contract expires in June 30th, 2024. So he'll come back on loan first. Yeah, he come back. If he comes back on loan, then Arsenal will decide what to do with him. But the fact is that I think he struggled in the Premier League. So I'm not sure why you should go for him. I thought he was a good player before he joined them. But to come back from the way, you can say, should I say the way Arsenal treated him? I'm not sure if he's going to be able to come back from that. But let's see what happens. We're not interested in him. But I thought he was a good player before they signed him. You could say they ruined him. You know how we ruined number 9s at Chelsea. They ruined him. Working, I cannot support your channel like I want to. No worry, brother. You don't have to, and I understand bills don't pay themselves. Just whenever you get a chance, stop by and say hello. A lot of us do that. Wally Waldo, for instance, always working, but he used the term saying he is always locking. He's working, but always locking. But I appreciate you. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. How to make our Chelsea challenge Man City for the Premier League. Buy a proper goalkeeper. Give the players the manager wants. Get them to sign three DMs. Sign it. Okay, just number 3. Sign a destroyer DM. Sign a proper striker. Break down Man City. No, one more player. A central attacking midfielder capable of producing clear-cut chances from the central area. I think we overlook that quite a lot. And that has been one of the reasons why our strikers suffer. Because we play with 2 6s and we don't play with effective number 8s or number 10s capable of producing chances from the central area. That was when we had Jorginho and Kovacic, we had 8s that don't create too many chances. Then we expect the 2 6s to be the only. We expect actually. In those times when we paired Jorginho, Kovacic, or Kovacic, Kante, or either however you paired them, we lacked creators from the central area. Our chances come mainly from the flanks and on the carpet, and that's very predictable. You could argue that's one of the reasons why our strikers again have struggled at Chelsea, because we're not able to create clear-cut chances from the central area. When we had Fabregas, who was able to do that from the central area, Diego Costa succeeded. But beyond that, when we didn't have the likes of Fabregas, we weren't able to do that. Enzo is a deep line playmaker, which means he's not going to get. I don't think he's playing the 10 or 8 position. We can still have him start in a deeper position, have the independence to be more adventurous and get closer to the final third and create chances, but also have central attacking midfielders that can create clear-cut chances from the central areas. That will make a whole lot of difference. But we seem to overlook that fact that we need a central attacking midfielder capable of creating clear-cut chances from the central area. Is Nkunku the guy? Because, we heard he can play in the 10th position. I'm not sure. I don't know. If anything, he's played mainly as a winger and as a forward. But let's see what happens. If we're able to raise 250 to 300 million, how many players can we realistically get? It depends on the quality of the players you're looking at. And I know you, Chelsea, all the way, you're capable of doing the mathematics quite well, the calculations well. So you do that and let us know. It depends on the players. For instance, with 300 million, if you're talking about Victor Osimhen, 100 is gone. Casado, 70 is gone. At least 70 is gone. Just do it like that. And you tell me or whether that would be enough to get all the players you mentioned. But I think we'll be very strategic in the summer. But more importantly, I think we'll be, you could say, we'll spend, but we will spend cautiously. Coach, can anyone, including Klopp or Pochettino, put a halt to the dominance of Guardiola and Manchester City in the coming years? Oh, yeah. After all, for instance, listen, we don't know who, but it can happen. He was there. Then Pochettino beat him, I think, Was it the semi-finals or the quarterfinals of the Champions League? Or what year? Is it 17, 18, or 18, 19? I don't remember what year. The year that they made it to the final. Here's the thing. Let's say, for instance, he dominated La Liga until Mourinho came, and that changed. And you could argue, and here's one thing you're gonna say. I tell you this: once another team starts dominating the Premier League, and Pep is still at Man City, I think he's gonna want to leave. He would want to leave immediately. I think, yeah, clubs can. Can anyone, including club or Pochettino, dominate? I think they can. Put a hold to the dominance. The year Klopp won the Premier League. Well, yeah, but Pep was the manager. So yeah, so they can. It's just they have to spend also. The dominance of Guardiola in Manchester City in the coming years, they can. I've answered that. But you get my response there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Will be rounded off in the beat. 131 likes. You people are absolute legends. A new chance for Morata would be an option. For me, a really good player, but needs a team. You could argue that Morata is a fine player, but it didn't work out well for him at Chelsea, and it hasn't worked out, even beyond Chelsea, it hasn't really worked out for him. Everyone said that Tuchel will play a 4-2-3-1 at Chelsea, as he did at PSG. He went with a 3-4-2-1. Why did he do that? The players available to him. So I've also, whenever we talk about this, I've also argued that everything depends on the player we have available to Mauricio Pochettino. I get it, but maybe if he signs enough player that he feels comfortable, deploying his preferred structure of 4-2-3-1, he'd do that. If that makes sense. Football is dynamic, so it's a dynamic sport. We don't know what Poch will do. Yep, I agree with you. And you can argue managers usually don't get stuck with one style of play. Except for Antonio Conte. They usually switch it up. They usually prepare their players to play different with a different structure. That way, you're not predictable. Sometimes you want to start with the opposition by playing a different, by deploying a different structure. Ugarte will be a perfect partner for Enzo, so that Enzo can move higher. Not move higher. He will still start deep, but will be more adventurous, if that makes sense. I don't think he changed his position. Enzo will be cooking in the Fabregas role due to his perfect long passes. Something we have lacked since we lost Fabregas. Yep, but Enzo will never be Fabregas, and Fabregas will not be Enzo. Enzo will be more effective starting from a deeper role. But with Ugarte or any other defensive-minded player, Enzo will be unlocked in the sense that he will have the independence to be more adventurous and not just sit there. But believe me, I think we'll get the best out of Enzo if he operates from a deeper area. What do you think of Enzo? Who? Enzo, coach, for that attacking midfield role would not be too expensive too. I'm not sure. Maybe something is mixed up there. So Enzo, Lafi, maybe I'm not sure. Can you rephrase that? Maybe so I understand what you're saying. But I wouldn't want Enzo to play anything. That again, he starts deep. He can help you control games. He can also pick up excellent passes from the deeper area. If you make good move, he'd see you. If you want to challenge for the title, you need at least 75% of the team to be in their prime, and not 75% of youth that don't know what challenging is. And that's why I say experience is important. I get it. We need a mix of experience and youth to do well next season. I think I agree with you on that one. We'll be rounding off in the beat. People will be streaming for 3 hours and 9 minutes, and it's just me interacting with you. I enjoyed so much, and believe me, you know I enjoy interacting with you. Yep. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, they just having a confidential. And Len Phil, nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I think you make a solid argument there. Please take a look at City and Liverpool team. 75% are in their prime. Yep, that's an excellent argument there. We need to mix it up. And Supreme Quads, big up to you. Good day to you too. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. It's just still 7 a.m. for me, but we'll be rounded up soon. I have something else to go take care of. I know the wife has helped, but probably because I pushed and begged her to help me. Casado, 17 million. Ugarte, 52 million. Okay, right wing like Michael Edwards from Sporting, 30 million. Osimhen, 120 million is equal to 272 million. With 28 million to spare, goes towards the balance in the books. Okay, do you think the club will spend that much money on players alone and not, add more to the amount they did use to balance the books? Imagine Sterling and Nkunku, Modric, and Vlahovic front three. I think we will fire. Modric too. Here's the thing. I think we will be on fire in the attacking area next season. Modric will be exceptional for us. Modric will play, but I think Modric will be easing gradually. But maybe you never know. If the manager comes in and prefers him, he starts. Yeah, we didn't have a number 10 since you can say since Lampard, Oscar, KDB. A good balanced team have a number 10. Yep. One again, 8 and a number 6 in a starting 11. Yep, it makes sense. That will make a whole lot of difference. We need to, even if we don't have, you can say a traditional 10, we need the 8s to be able to create clear-cut chances from the central area of the pitch. That way, we would diversify our chance creations and not be predictable, if that makes sense. So, yeah, if I catch up with the chat, I think we should call it a day. I don't mind Chalobah sticking around as depth. The issue is that the centre-back position is seriously congested, especially with our intention to keep Colwill. No European football means less room to rotate. Which is going to be very problematic for the manager. I understand. Keep dropping the likes on the stream and also do subscribe. The likes if you haven't. Enzo Lafi is a young attacking midfielder who plays for FC Laurent in Ligue 1. I don't know him. I'm not going to pretend I know him. I don't know him, honestly. I don't. Let's see, Coach. The coffee proved to be incredibly effective in boosting the energy levels. You are one. You're paying attention. It has helped. Sometimes I try not to because I hate to have coffee withdrawals. I drink too much coffee because sometimes if I don't drink it, I'll start having headaches. But that's why it's been effective, the energy and everything, and plus good rest during the day. That helps. And I think you can say my wife she's also helped the previous day. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And if you can, okay, let me share the links to our blog. Make sure you go register, read the articles on the blog there, and subscribe. Let me say Chelsea Perspective. Yeah, I'm going to share the link to the Chelsea Perspective blog. Please go check it out. Read some excellent articles there. And Jerry Z will be releasing his first article whenever he's ready. I think on the front page you see one I wrote myself, the difference between Nkunku and Werner. And I wrote one also, 2 things Todd Boehly and co group must do differently. There are a few other excellent articles from Helgi. There's one from Olaoluwa. There's also Daniel has an article on Chelsea Perspective blog. Here's the link to the blog. Please go check it out. Make sure to register. We'll be popping out articles quite a lot very soon. So please go check out the blog, register, and leave comments on the articles we'll have. I think you'd like the Nkunku comparison, Nkunku Werner comparison article. Coach, would you take James Maddison at Chelsea? James Maddison of Leicester City. I'm not sure. I can't quite figure out where he fits in now. I'm not too sure, really. But I think, let me just leave it at I think he's a good player. But if we take him now, where does it fit in? How is that going to work? At the moment, we're fine, but any further purchase must be accompanied for we can sell and buy, not over exceed, not also oversell. Because if we oversell, we'll have a very thin squad, and then it becomes an issue. A lot of people, my bro, much love to you. Americans love to write books and make money on it, so not surprised about Pulisic. Coach, I have coffee addiction too, but has not had any this week. Only ginger tea. Ginger tea is good, but here's the thing: coffee addiction, I think, is an issue. You know what I mean. When you don't, again, when you stop drinking coffee for a while, you start having coffee withdrawals. But it helps. I'm not again. It I don't know what to do about it. I just can't function properly without coffee. Mourinho was right about Anthony Taylor. This bold-headed referee, he said it was a disgrace after when AS Roma lost on penalty. Here's the thing: Mourinho is in serious trouble, because the behavior of the fans can actually be linked with Mourinho to Mourinho's complaints of his behavior towards Anthony Taylor on the touchline, which means I think UEFA will sanction him. Wait for it. Just remember I told you that they will sanction him. I get it. Those individuals that attacked Anthony Taylor, I think at the airport, or was that the stadium? I think at the stadium, they will be punished too, but I think Mourinho will be punished. I think so. Mabasa 5 Madison would be a great option in my opinion. He can play on the right and be deputy to Nkunku. For how much? That's the thing. Even though they're relegated, do I think he still come for cheap? I don't think so, really. And I've shared the link to our blog, in the chat. So many good articles there. Go check it out. Be sure to leave comments. So when I come there, I'll know, yeah, you really did check it and you seriously, and you left a comment, and I appreciate that. So I think with that, people, we've come to the natural end of this particular show. It's been delicious because I love interacting with you, and I've really, really, really enjoyed interacting with you. But yeah, we've been streaming for 3 hours and 17 minutes, and it's not easy. And it's just just I alone communicating with you, interacting with you. I've loved it. But thank you to everyone. Thank you to Supreme Quads. Here's the link to the blog. Please go check it out, chelseaperspective.com. Be sure to register, leave comments in some of the articles there. If you're not able to do that, do let me know. And we have Mabas05. Big up to you. Much love to you. I appreciate all the support. My bro, Oladipo Mesole, enough love to you, brother. Enough love to you. And again, I appreciate all the support. And we have, who else we have here? The highlight screen isn't helping, so I'm probably just going to, cut that short. Thank you to you. And the blue beautiful game was here. Constantin Dante, True Blue Clay, Jerry Z, my bro. Jerry Z, big up to you. Much love. I appreciate you all. With that, we've come to the end of the show. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.